Back in 2004, a new film called Alien vs. Predator came out, and it was a hit to those that liked Alien, those that liked Predator. Well, now, 14 years later, we get to preview a game, but it's not in the movie theaters, where we get to watch a showdown between a team named Alien and a team named Predators here. We welcome you to the Overtime Champions All-Star Game here in Season 5 between Team Alien and Team Predator. My name is Clutchkey on your play-by-play. Joining me on the producer side is V-Flight, but my color and my partner, as always, is Bryce T. What is up, my man?
You know, Clutch, I was wondering how you were going to start this game off, and always a wonderful surprise. Wasn't exactly sure that you were going to pull out the old Alien vs. Predator back from 2004, but hey, I'm just as surprised as a lot of people are to see these players coming out once again. We're seeing a lot of familiar faces, a lot of new faces. So really interesting to see what they're going to be pulling out in this game.
Mm-hmm. So basically, it'll be the showdown of the best that OTC has to offer, and these teams don't usually play with each other. Again, this is an all-star game, so everybody is a combination of different things. But what we do notice is that there are two stream team members we got to give a shout out to, or actually a few stream team members. We have Maui, that was an active producer before, and also your guys' coach, Bryce T, is part of Havoc. For those that don't know, Bryce and Havoc's coach is actually Maui. So Maui's in this game, and then actually Bryce wanted to play, was supposed to play this game, but I guess he wanted to cast with me instead, which is a great honor for me as well. Quella as well is our match referee, or is like our match referee in this case, but she's also playing. So she's our main match referee, head match referee, as well as the person that put this all together with the special events. So kudos to Quella for putting this all together. But we're in the game now, so best 3 out of 5 to win to see which one takes it in Alien vs. Predator Part 4.
Yeah, and like you said, it's the best of 5. The maps that we've got lined up are pretty interesting so far. Not a lot of the maps that we've been seeing prior, which of course is a good thing because you do want to get a lot of variety, watching these games. You're not going to be seeing Kings Row, unfortunately, as much as it is fun to see and watch. Trying to try some new things out, trying to go, Hollywood will be our hybrid map, but we are starting with Lijiang Tower, and that's going to be, pretty interesting to see. Like you said earlier, Maui is my team's coach, but additionally, Foiler and Bighead are both starting members on my team, so I have a pretty good idea of what they're bringing to the table and what they like to play. So I'm going to try and, give a few other players a bit of the highlight, and let Foiler and Bighead sort of talk, their play style talk for themselves, because they really don't need that much of an introduction. It's going to be very clear what they're going to be running coming out of the gate.
A few familiar faces for us as well that you and I have casted, other than Havoc's one. You have you have Commander Hui, who we saw a couple of games with Microsoft Excelsior. Then there's Daddy, Randolfo, Pro Gamer. Those three who we've seen plenty of times before. Some new players that you and I are just casting for the first time. I know Lucido is one of them, as well as we've seen, I don't know if I've seen Atlas before, but pretty good, and Debago as well. But this is going to be interesting to see how they play this out. Lijiang Tower is the first one, and the command center is here to start. So what do we expect from these two teams to start off?
Right now we're seeing a pretty typical 3-3 on the team of Aliens. Sort of a brawling comp on the side of Predator. So it's really going to come down to who's going to be able to put out the most damage, because we're seeing about even heals on both sides. But Lucido is knocked out as well as Maui, so Predators have the advantage going into this fight already, and Aliens is forced back.
Pro Gamer already on fire, not even 27 seconds in, and already you can see the threat that Predator reveals. And this is basically just going to be a full-on shutout in this case. Predator's got the first strike on the point with ease after 3 kills. Randolfo sweeping up house, taking out Commander Hui for a second time this game.
Yeah, and like you said, this is All-Stars, so these teams haven't really had a lot of time to get to know each other all that well and play a lot. So it's going to be pretty interesting. These first 2 or 3 matches are really where a lot of the information gathering is going to happen on the side. But we are seeing Alien being held back pretty hard right side of the choke from their spawn.
But a very interesting thing, Daddy takes down Foiler, but in the case of that, Foiler actually, with the passive mode, as soon as you die, the grenades drop. The grenades drop, gets a kill, as well as the Rip Tire. So the Rip Tire is done on the side of Pro Gamer. And so this may and so who knew a death could be taken advantage of like this, because Alien's going to have the chance on the point. Pro Gamer's going to try against Bighead right now, but Randolfo, how about the Hanzo coming in with a few plays here of his own? And this is going to force back Alien all the way back. Big Head the only one on that point to try and defend it or try and take it back, but Predator's halfway home to taking the command center.
Yeah, and you know, Predators, they're just about to get that win condition, that Dragon Surge. Corliss popping that Valkyrie early into this fight, as well as Daddy's 95% to that Graviton. That's gonna be what you're gonna want to keep your eyes out for. That's gonna be coming out in just a few seconds. There it comes out. Any follow-up is the question.
Follow-up is the question. That's one to two. What a play from Randolfo. 4 kills altogether, 3 on the Dragon Strike, 1 more on the Storm Arrow. Not quite a team kill as Maui survives the fray, but what an entire streak. Predator looking for the kills, and they are in it all together. 3 people on fire. Obviously, Atlas, Daddy, and Randolfo all together on fire right now. Graviton Surge and Dragon Strike 2. Graviton Surge of their own. Reptile's going to come out. Dragon Strike down the middle as well. Not getting anything there, but 2 good kills. Atlas, or 1 good kill. Pro Gamer also is taken down with the Riptire from Hudok. So the question is, can Alien push this up? This will be the final fight for Predator. If they win this one, Alien's got to win this to take it, but it looks like Alien might finally have some light. Lots of kills on the board. Atlas survives, and Alien flips it back after a huge streak courtesy of Hudok and Big Head.
Yeah, and you know, it did come down to the Alien being able to push onto that point effectively. They were able to use their ults in a smart way and weren't wasting them, because if they weren't able to use that Graviton, even though it wasn't the kill that got the kills they needed, but for them with the double kill on that Riptire, that's going to buy them some really crucial time right now. But now no more ults on the field. It's going to come down to these inner ult fights that both teams are sort of evenly matched for. It's just going to come down to Predator's going to be able to counter the same push and aggressive hold that they had against them back on Aliens.
Closest one to ult on the board right now is Pro Gamer 360, who again goes down by Hudok. So you and I have seen this before and back in other All-Star games, especially last year's one. Hudok came up big with Widowmaker as well as the Hanzo. So Hudok with the sniper coming out here and basically just aiming down sights on Predator. But the question is, can it be consistent? Because here comes Predator with the rest of the way. Earthshatter is going to be used. Lucido goes down with it. And now the Dragon Strike right down the middle. No Graviton Surge. Commander Hui 3/4 of the way there. Still Hudok gets the bagel. So even in the end, still becomes a sniper with that Dragon Strike. But down the middle, Nano Boost on Big Head. No Earthshatter just yet. Now has the Earthshatter to use if he wants to use it down the middle. And really not going to happen. Nano Boost will end, and that's pretty much do it. So Earthshatter, Dragon Strike, and Predator's Riptire still available here. But right now, just a push and shove. Maui gets a Biotic Grenade kill on Debago, which I think Bryce was interested in so far. Dragon Strike comes right down the middle for the Hanzo from Randolfo, not getting anything as Hudok takes him down. And Alien has himself a good defense coming into the final fight.
Yeah, and you know, the thing I love about Overwatch is how frequently they like to change around the way that a lot of these heroes kits work. And now we're seeing Ana being played a lot more now because her nano gives that extra 200 health boost, which is why Big Head was able to, stay alive through that fight. He's got Earthshatter, and he's very smart with these. He's looking always on the lookout for them. That's a 3-piece that he got right there, knocking Debago out of the fight already. Even around the board, 99 to 99.
Final fight, Dragon Strike's gonna come out. Hudok's got 1, Hudok's got 2, and that should pretty much do it. Overtime clocks are gonna run. Hudok's got the 3rd one on Quella, and how about that? A team kill to end it. And Predator 99 to 0, but Alien flips it right back 100 to 99. 5 players on fire, and Alien's story of the game 100 to 99. What a flip from them.
Exactly. That's a lot of the reason why we love watching these, control maps, because it's so varied the amount of time that you have on the point. The beginning of that map, it looked like Predator had the advantage. It looks like they were on the prowl. They were knocking Aliens back into their spawn. And initially, there wasn't much that Aliens could do with the comp that they were running, but then they switched it up. They switched away from that 3-3 back to that more brawling comp with the Zarya and the Reinhardt. And, as Big Head's off tank, I know, it's very easy to play when he's, as aggressive as he is. And it's definitely being rewarded by the rest of the team when you have Hudok on that incredibly deadly Hanzo. But now we're seeing him on the Pharah, which is definitely a smart choice on this map. There's a lot of environmental potential, but we are seeing a pharmacy on the side of Predator, so it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to counter that.
It's pretty much just a mirror battle at this point. Both sides have the exact same characters, just the difference in players won't make the difference. Lucido starts off with a kill on the Bagel, so the Lucio battle being won so far, and you can see Alien with all the momentum after that 100-0 flip basically takes it into game 2, and the Guardians are pretty much all to keep. Pro Gamer, the only one left to go, gets hacked, brings it down, and that will pretty much be it. So Alien looking good with the first strike on the point, but keep in mind, All-Star game, you can't call anything just yet.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, we've been talking about a lot of these players so far, but Commander Hui on that off tank, that D.Va, Microsoft Excelsior was your Season 5 Division B champion. So, you know, again, these are very smart, mechanically sound players that we're seeing on both sides of the field. So it's going to come down to which team is going to win these inner alt fights, because we've seen what can happen when both teams are able to combo their alts together. And so far, Big Head knocking Atlas out. That's no main tank on the side of Predator. They're forced back.
They are forced all the way back, and Commander Hui also gets the DMAC on Daddy as well. Give him credit, though, because this is an entire team of Predator that's trying their best with the mirror comp, but all together, it looks like Predator's trying to mirror Alien, but right now it's Alien that has the better streak. Give credit to Commander Hui, though. 3 kills in the last 5 for them, for Commander Hui, and that is a good D.Va that you want to keep on for the rest of the match.
Of course, you know, you have Maui and Hudok playing that pharmacy, you know, extremely well. They have the skies locked down. Pro Gamer also has, you know, that barrage, and they're going to be looking for some potential to use that. But right now, since they're running, you know, it's going to come down to Randolfo and Pro Gamer at the same time. But EMP's coming down right in the middle of Aliens, knocking most of them in that. And that's Pro Gamer with the double kill already.
Pro Gamer comes in with the double kill from the Rocket Barrage, and this will be probably a win here from Predator, and it will be a good one for them because they only have one person left to take care of Commander Hui finally taken down, and this will be a good flip. So again, 90% down the way. This is a great flip if you're Predator. Now you just got to hold it all the way. No time, no mistakes to hold it.
Exactly, but again, for Alien, they have plenty of time to build up ults and, you know, poke at Predator. They are not forced and up against the wall right now. They have 10%. They have 90 to 14. They have plenty of time. Big Head's got that primal range. He's looking for a time to use it. Hudok is popping that AMP, but here comes the barrage from Hudok as well as a sound barrier.
Hudok actually takes down Pro Gamer with that rocket barrage as Pro Gamer was going for him. Self-destruct in the background takes down Hudok up in the air. So this may be the final fight for Predator as they have no ults left to use. Big Head has a primal range left to go. They're gonna try their best, but the only one on that point right now is Daddy with this D.Va. This would bring them into a good situation. Alien flips the point, 92%. No ult on the side of Predator after Randolfo uses that EMP. So somebody's gotta get on this point if you're Predator. And finally, we see Atlas try and defend it all the way, but that's a 4-on-1 situation. Atlas brings out the primal range. That'll be good for them to hold the stagger as long as possible. And here comes the rest of the team. Valkyrie used out by Maui, so Valkyrie not used on Quella side either because Valkyrie is not available to Quella. But still, this is a good fight. Daddy and Pro Gamer start off with kills, and this is good momentum here. If you're Predator, this is going to flip the point. Commander Hui's going to go down, and only one person left to worry about is Lucido, who's got to get out of there. And that is going to be pretty much it. So we see Predator flip the point with a 99 to 39% flip.
You know, again, it's not over until the fat lady sings, and we're seeing that right now. Atlas was the only one on the point for Predator, able to hold it back until Debago got there with that trance, and that's what Predator needed to hold the point. But now, no one else on the field except for Daddy and that self-destruct. We've already seen him at least get a kill with it on Hudok before, so he's going to be looking to get another, you know, some more usage out of it that way. But right now, it's just both teams poking at each other. You know, it's getting close to the wire for Aliens. 64% on the clock. Big Head's been hacked, so now no bubble for the rest of the team. It's going to be not enough to get anyone with that self-destruct. But now Aliens has the ability to push off this. They have sound barrier as well as Commander Hui self-destruct. So they're in a good position. They just need to be all together right now. Foiler's going to be looking to use that EMP, going to flank around with that Sombra with her new changes. So it's going to come down to if Alien's going to be able to push on this effectively or not, or we're going to a map 3.
Considering this, Quella's the only one that has an ult on the other side. Pro Gamer and Randolfo are going to pick up theirs in this fight, so this will be the last one. Both sides are going to have at least 3 to use. Sound Barrier's going to come up. EMP, self-destruct. What a play! Commander Hui's pretty much got this for Alien. 3 kills on Quella, Pro Gamer, and Debago. Maui goes down, so no big chance of the fields of rest. But nobody gets to the point, and we go to game 3. Night Market, here we come.
And you know, that's the most important part about control points, is you can win the team fights, you can get the kills you need to get the point, but it doesn't matter if you don't set foot on the point, and that has got to be crushing for Alien, because they won that fight without a doubt. It was a, you know, when you have a Sombra and a D.Va, those two players are perfectly, they have to be wonderfully in sync because you have to get that EMP and that self-destruct off at the same time, or at least close enough so that the other team cannot, react to it well enough. And we saw that.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I mean, could you have asked for any of a better start to the All-Star game?
Oh, of course not.
Could you have asked for any better?
With who we're seeing on the field right now, but now we're seeing, dive on aliens, but we're seeing Predators going with more brawl. Rodolfo on that Widowmaker definitely looking to shut down the skies as per gamer is, free to fly as much as he pleases.
Randolpho's going to play the Widowmaker to start off, gets the kill on Huduk, so Huduk's going to be in a little bit of a pinch here if he's got to go against that Widowmaker. But in the meantime, it looks like Predators finally got their step back. They have the momentum on their side, but the ones stepping on the point right now are the team from Alien. Foiler's got the kill on Rodolfo, so that's 3 kills so far on the side of Alien. But Predator's going to be the one to take this point. Actually, I called that too early. Daddy takes down Maui, but Big Head and Lucido comes in. They're going to take down the Ticks from the team of Alien. Predator's going to back up, and the flip happens to be on Alien's side. But again, don't call anything until that overtime clock runs out, because again, Alien had a 99-34 flip, and Predator held it all the way.
Exactly. Now, Big Head, the only player on the field right now with that ult. That Primal Rage is really, in the way that control points work, that ult is really only going to be useful to either contest or knock people off the point. But now we're seeing Huduk on that Widowmaker. I am extremely excited to see what he's able to pull out with that, as well as Maui on that Ana, definitely showing, the level of play that we're expecting to see from him. That anti-grenade is so important. ProGamer knocking himself out, which is unfortunate, but now we're seeing the team from Aliens being a little more proactive in their kills.
Keep in mind, if you're talking about the best tank in this game right now, you'd have to give it to Commander Hui, who got 3 kills before Predator won that point. But Alien, the team from Alien, able to get the 3 kills courtesy of Commander Hui before they lost that point. So again, you're talking about big tank. Commander Hui is there, as well as Big Head, who has a Primal Rage to use. But right now, Alien's halfway home to taking this 2-1. And so it looks like the momentum shifted on over to Alien side, but Predator could come back at any moment.
Yeah, exactly. And, right now, we are seeing, the Aliens being a lot more proactive and less reactive to, the Huduk, my man. Ooh, but
Randolpho comes right back.
So now it's even on both sides. We're seeing Sound Barrier coming out from Lucido, so that's really going to help out Aliens. They're being a lot more aggressive, and that's exactly what you want to be on this point. If you hold back the point and you're really far back, you're giving that crucial space up to the other team. And Aliens, they're being very smart, but now there's a lot of ults on the field for Predators. They have those support ults as well as Grav and Barrage. So that's going to be really crucial that they get time together, and they're pushing on point, but ProGamer's knocked out, and that's a crucial pick.
90% on the way there. Predators got to take the point, and they got to take it now. Here comes the Dragon Blade coming out. Commander Hui again with another self-destruct. That could be huge, because that takes down Quella. Here comes the Graviton Surge. Not going to really get anything there for it. So that is it. Overtime clock runs. Last chance from the Bagel. Overtime clock will run. And how about this start for Alien? 99-0. Make it 100-0. They win 2-1 here on Lijiang Tower. Alien leads the series 1-0.
Yeah, and again, we were talking about how the very first part of this match was it's going to be a lot of both teams trying to figure out the strengths and weaknesses of the other teams. And again, Aliens are a lot better when it comes to ult management right here. The Sound Barrier may not have been necessary, but Big Head was knocked out of that fight, so again it was a little slow. Maui a little curious as to falling off the map there, but again there's a lot going on all sides. And unfortunately, that play of the game was where Aliens lost the point, but they were still able to win 2-1 on Lijiang Tower, which again is not a map that we've seen a lot of in Overtime Champions, even after the new changes to the map pool. But now we're moving on to Hollywood, which again, it's going to be very interesting to see if how these teams are going to change up their comps and change up the way that they're moving when you're faced with a different type of fight that comes with these hybrid, assault/escort maps, especially with Hollywood. It's a very volatile pick. A lot of people love it. A lot of people hate it. I know a lot of players on this map, especially, have a lot of experience with Hollywood. So we're going to be seeing a lot of interesting play already, being thrown out on Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, like you said, next one is Hollywood coming up here in our 5-map pool. We'll go down the list here. We'll go down the list of the maps that we're playing. First off, Lijiang Tower, again, 2-1 win there for Alien. Predators got a chance to bring it back. Hollywood is next. Map number 3, we move. Actually, it's a little bit different because we usually see Control, then Escort as our second map, but instead it's going to be Hybrid to play second map, and then Rialto's third to play. Eichenwald will be our next hybrid map. That'll be map number 4, and Ilios will be our last one to will be the possible game 5 if that happens. So no 2 CP maps, which is pretty interesting in which is pretty interesting if you're the map pool, because you're used to seeing 4 maps and then the control point being last. So there must be a reason as to why there's no 2 CP maps.
And I think the simple explanation for that is it's All Stars. We want to be have as make it slightly different from the regular season. Give these players a little bit of time to have fun, and similar to the way that it was for the Overwatch League. It's not necessarily as strict and as serious. We're seeing a lot of sort of interesting plays. We did see Maui actually giving Lucido the nano boost in that last fight, and as much as it is as fun as it is to see that, that's not necessarily something that you're going to see a lot of time when these teams are being super serious and super for lack of a better term trying hard. So again, it's just going to come down to which team is going to be more proactive, and it just seems like Alien was able to get their foot in the door, plant their flag in the dirt, and hold their ground a lot stronger than Predators were, even though we saw Predators being a lot more aggressive and stopping Aliens even at their spawn in the beginning of Lijiang. But the second Aliens got set up, it put Predators on the defense. So we're really hoping to see a little bit more, aggression on the side of Predators.
So we're going to see if Predators can come back here. We are ready to go here in Hollywood between Alien and Predators. So this is going to be interesting to see. Again, Predators can come back against Alien. It was really good to see Predators take this to game 3 in the night market, but Alien comes back and their momentum is pretty much on their side, 100-0 in that last one in the night market. And but you're taking a look at best players right now on both sides. Who would you say is the best player on Alien? Who would you say is the best player on Predators right now as we await the start of Hollywood?
Yeah, I mean, as you said earlier on night market, for Aliens so far, I have to give it to Commander Huey. That off-tank role is so incredibly important, especially when you're running an Ana and a Lucio. The heals there are a little interesting, and you can't necessarily be, normally you can't be super aggressive because your Ana has to be a little bit further back. But if you have an Ana like Maui, who is very, smart in his plays and is able to get those anti-grenades off incredibly fast and effectively, then you're able to, be a lot more aggressive with it. But on the side of Predators, so far, I gotta say, it's, Pro Gamer on that Pharah is definitely getting the picks that Predators need when it comes down to, them being able to push on the point. And even though Night Market, like you said, was 100-0, the first 2 maps, it came down to 99-99 almost. And, Predators were even able to just barely take the second map away from Aliens. They weren't able to get on the point, and it did come down a lot to Pro Gamer being, incredibly aggressive on that Pharah. And, again, that's subject to change, but right now that's where I got to put my votes. So,
question is now, let's go back to Lijiang real quick as we prepare your attack, prepare defense's phase. Quick question: if Predator flip that against Alien, does Predator win that out?
On the night market?
100-0 on the night market.
Again, as much as we like to talk about Hudak on the Widowmaker, we did see Randolfo knocking him out a few times. So I do honestly think that, it just came down to Predators not being able to get set up because of how aggressive Aliens were. Now that, we've seen a little bit more from both sides, I do think, honestly, it could have been a much closer battle. And we might even have seen a 99-on-99 if Predators were able to get their foot in the door on even grounds with the rest of Alien. But, again, it just came down to, which team was more aggressive. And right now, Aliens got it. And so hoping Predators, saw that and they're able to, cue all that in. And that's the team that we're going to be seeing coming out. I'm hoping to see map 1 Lijiang Tower from Predators as they're running a more brawling comp against almost a mirror comp with a bit of a DPS and healing change.
The DPS brothers are going to come out from Predator. Genji and Hanzo are going to come out from Pro Gamer and Randolfo. The 2 similarities here that you're going to see, though, Atlas and Daddy, as well as Big Head and Commander, who are going to play on the Zarya Reinhardt combo. We'll see how well they play this out. Debago, how about this? Already gets a kill on Foiler, so that's a huge precision battle that Debago just won. And that's going to help Predator out just a little bit. Randolfo's taking out Maui. Randolfo takes down Huda. And that's going to be enough to force them all the way back. So Predator switches the momentum to their side. They're already going to have this point. We're not even a minute into this. They've got the first tick. They're going to have the second tick. And already they've got the point because nobody else from Alien is going to defend it. They're going to have 5.5 minutes to push this to point two.
Yeah, and again, they're already being extremely aggressive and holding outside the gate, not giving Aliens even a chance to contest them holding that point. 5 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock for them to push all the way. They got that in the first run, but Debagle, the Zenyatta on Predator side, already the only player on fire, got that first crucial pick for Aliens, and a lot of times we like to joke that Zenyatta is a third sniper in Overwatch, and Debagle is definitely fulfilling that role.
Randolfo's also doing some good job suppressing Huduk that we've seen be a good sniper before. Graviton starts all the way upstairs. Dragon Blade's got a chance here. That got one. That got two on Lucido. Florida still got time. Pro Gamer can't get any more kills. Studs get the honor though. So that's going to be 3 kills for Pro Gamer altogether. And Predator not letting Alien breathe for a second. They're going to have to back up. And Predator's got an even bigger win courtesy of Daddy and Pro Gamer together.
And again, a sort of a sleeper hit on Predator's side is Daddy on that Zarya. He's been lit up like a Christmas tree this entire match, getting his grab almost faster than Randolfo, which is, again, incredibly strange to see when you have an aggressive Zarya like this. But when you have a main tank like Atlas, you're able to be very aggressive and get the charge. No contest on the point from Aliens. Predators are just walking through the town, almost at the second checkpoint, 1.5 meters barely just from the next checkpoint.
Biget's gonna try, but he's gonna go down. Quelly gets the res. Dragon Strike right down the middle to clear out the point, and that's gonna be enough. So again, that payload only moved up, or that payload only took 1.5 minutes because they are back at 5:30 on the clock to push this to point number 3. They're already pushing them up, and how about Atlas getting 2 of the last 4 kills here for Predator? And this is gonna be enough for Predator to get it at least around the 2 turns and into the home stretch.
Yeah, this is a much different Predators team that we saw than we saw on Lijiang. They are being extremely aggressive, and they're doing exactly what Alien did against them. They're not letting them get set up. They are forcing them back constantly, and they are taking as much ground as they need, and they're going straight for, Alien's throw right now. But they're coming back. Commander Huey with that kill on Debago. They don't have that train in their pockets anymore, so this is crucial for Alien to hold this point.
You can see Commander Hui switch on over from the Zarya to the Devo, which works out in their favor so far, as the self-destruct once again does get Debago down. So it's going to be interesting to see how Predator responds to this. They've been aggressive all game, but now Alien looks to play on the aggressive here on the 3rd point. And here they come, everybody coming in. Graviton Surge, 2 people there. Foiler, Lucido are there. Lucido's going to get charged on immediately, and Daddy's going to take down Foiler. So once again, this payload moves, and this is going to get around the first 2 turns, and we're in the home stretch. The VIB parking space is right in sight for the rest of this team. And I don't know if Alien's going to have enough to take them down. They have the ult advantage. Question is, how much do they want to give up, or how much do they want to use here? Dragon Blade comes out from Foiler, takes down Quella in the background. And does anybody else? Dragon Strike comes right down the middle, not going to get anybody there. Actually, I take that back. Huduk takes down Debago in the background. So again, talk about snipers in the background. Huduk takes down Debago all the way through. A push and shove at this point. Who's going to win it here? And Huduk goes down. Daddy's trying his best here. Takes down Huduk. Still trying to take him down at this point, and the stagger is real.
Oh, yeah. We're seeing more of a stall comp coming out from Alien right now. Huduk on the Mei and Maui on the Tracer, actually. So they're trying to get as many bodies on the point as possible and trying to stop. We do see, a grab coming out from Daddy, trying to get as many people in as possible, but we're not seeing much blue on the screen. I take that back. Lucido with the burst. There's a lot of red on that kill feed, though.
There's a lot of red. It's the Dragon Strike comes right down the middle. Is that going to get anybody? It's a question. That will not. But it's still a successful push here. Transcendence is going to be popped right away. Maui goes down. Oh, Foiler comes in just at the last second with 2.5 meters left, but it's not going to be there. Oh my God. Right there. 0.36 meters. You can't get much closer. And that's going to be it. Oh my goodness. What a hold by Alien for a few minutes there. But Predator comes out with all 3 points. We'll take a look at the final time here. I believe they have just under 3 minutes left to go. Actually, 3:02 left to go on the point. Only losing 58 seconds from the standard 4 minutes. But what a push by Predator in the first 2, and what a hold by Alien in the last.
And, again, it like you said, there's a lot of time that they had in their bank. They had 5 minutes and, I think 30 seconds at the very beginning of that first push. They kept that point in their first push, and Aliens was on the defensive. They were being pushed back constantly from Predators. And it wasn't really until they were running stall comps to just put as many bodies on the point as possible. That's when they were able to come in clutch. We saw a lot of changes. Maui on the Tracer, Hudak onto the Mei. We even saw Big Head actually switching off of the Winston onto the Wrecking Ball, which is a very interesting pick when you take into account the amount of time that he's been on the field, or sorry, in the game. But now we're seeing Alien, now they're the ones who need the answers. They're the ones who are still coming up short when it came to how they're going to counter the same aggressive predators that they were running up against on the first map of Lijiang.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of changes, what does Alien need to do to take on Predator's aggressiveness right now as we enter the last 30 seconds?
Again, it's going to come down to them shutting down Debagel and Quella. The tank and DPS line for Predators is so solid and strong. We're seeing a lot of, cooperative and synergy coming out from Daddy and Randolfo. Pro gamers on that Brigitte, so that's going to be, extra healing and extra damage. That's, going to be one less person basically for Quella and Debagel to worry about. And we've seen Debagel being incredibly aggressive and basically a third sniper, fulfilling that third sniper role in Overwatch. But now Atlas 8% with that flame strike, and now we're seeing ult build up on both sides. But Commander Huey leading the charge, Big Head coming right up behind him and trying to get it, solidifying that hold for them.
Good sleep darter into Atlas to start off from Maui, but that's not going to be enough as Quella was healing him right away. So that's not a good start if you're Alien, because your sleep dart's down and you basically got no protection at this point. Predator's got to try something, or Predator's going to try and defend this point all the way through. Foiler's on the Doomfist, right behind everybody, doesn't get anybody, so he's going to have to retreat for now. Lucido up top as well, but won't get anybody there either. Maui behind as well, and looks like the flanking strategy won't work. Maui's going to go, Maui stays alive, and then goes down and hand to the whip shot by Pro Gamer. So good start for Predator to defend the point.
Yeah, just barely, but now Commander Huey, 88% charge, incredibly quick to be lit up that much. But, they're not being as aggressive as they need to be. But Randolfo, my goodness, just shutting down Alien at every chance he gets. Already has Dragon Strike, fastest ult buildup on the field. They don't have an answer for that. Hudak has been shut down by Randolfo this entire game. It's going to come, Hudak's got to figure out what needs to change right here, and it's going to come down to, it's going to be important if he can make that pick or not, because if they can't, Randolfo is just going to have free reign over the entirety of Alien.
Big Head also has that Earth Shatter to use as well, but not many ults on the side of Alien so far. The only one that's coming up, really, that'll be effective enough for a big team fight thing with a DPS combo would be the Graviton Surge, unless Big Head gets something there as well. So you're taking a look at Predator right now. They're defending the point all the way. I think Hudak heard you because he just got fixed right away. Earth Shatter comes in, takes down Randolfo. Earth Shatter takes down two people. Commander Huey, Lucido both go down at the same time. I swear to God, I think Hudak's in this. Hudak's at least spirit is in this call right now. Debagel does take down Hudak, but 3 kills. That's not gonna be enough for Alien to do anything. Graviton Surge comes in, doesn't get much blue there, but regardless of if Hudak does anything, I think Predator's gonna win this based on the spread out nature of Alien right now, but I may have to bite my words. They're all spread out here, and it doesn't look like much is going to go on here. Daddy and Randolph are going to be pushed back, and this is going to be the point here unless Predator wants to try something. They're all backed up. Alien's got the point finally.
Yeah, and I think, as much as you wanted, as you were saying, Predators had that point. Aliens had Commander Huey with that grab in his back pocket, and as much as as you wanted to see him pop that, he knew that he wouldn't have much of a follow-up if he popped it by himself. But now they have, they're not in the same position that Predator was. They did capture that point, but 3 minutes on the clock. They're about 40 seconds, above where Predators was at the end of this. So they're gonna have to continuously push this. Hudak, my boy, is back in, spades with these headshots, knocking Randolpho back. We're seeing some Space Jam possibly.
Maybe Foiler does get one on Daddy, so Space Jam works out for a little while. But that huge Graviton Surge goes get 3 kills altogether. The rest of the team has to back up. So it is gonna be a win here for Alien, but nobody's on the point to move it. For the payload's not moving. Maui finally jumps on it. So a little bit of a loss there. 5 seconds to lose on that payload time, but still 3 minutes to push this point up. Not as much time as Predator has because they're gonna lose out on the time, but Alien's still making some progress here as Hudak, again, I think Hudok's listening in on us after that call because he's gotten a lot of headshots here, and he's on fire right now.
You know, I'm not one to call it a caster's curse, but hey, you know, maybe we just he was wondering to see, you know, just trying to get a feel for Randolfo. And the second that he heard us talking smack, he was like, all right, I'm gonna show these guys, you know, they don't know what the heck they're talking about. I'm gonna start, you know, clicking heads, get these headshots that we need. But we are seeing Predators coming back, you know, being aggressive with this push again. Randolfo on that prison, 3 snipers essentially on the field for Aliens, but for the knocking Pro Gamer out of the field. Not much of a contestment on the point for from Aliens, and they're able to continue to walk through. Big Head with that Earth Shatter. We're gonna see him knock Randolfo out with that swing of the hammer. And you know, now Predators are in a, you know, they're in a good position. They avoided a bit of a stagger. They have just about to have a, you know, the win condition Dragon Surge, but Atlas is charging in aggressively, knocked out before he was looking to get that Earth Shatter, and you know, Predators is now they're back on the aggression.
Good wait time by Big Head, by the way, to swing that hammer on Atlas. I think Big Head was pretending Atlas was a little bit of the ball, baseball, and Big Head swinging the bat away on Atlas. Anyways, Randolfo gets the kill on Hudok, so a little bit of a revenge play there, but not much of a revenge considering how much Hudok was taking down Predator in that little while. Graviton Surge, Chance Commander, who Big Head right there. Dragon Strike right down the middle. No Transcendence, but Big Head does get the Nano Boost, so the heals are there. Lucido goes down with the Dragon Strike way in the back. So this is going to be a win here for Predator. So they defend the point. 2:50 on the clock. And 2 ults used, but 2 ults well used. That keeps Predator alive here in this game.
You know, I'm starting to wonder if Commander Hui and Daddy were in sync right there. Both Gravitons popped at almost exactly the same time. But Predators had the follow-up. They had Randolfo, whereas Alien was a bit caught up. You know, I guess they weren't expecting the exact same strategy thrown back at them. But 2 minutes and 27 on the clock. Alien now has less time than Predator, and all they need to do is just push to the point. It's the very least they can do. But it's going to come down to if Predator's going to let them in. Atlas knocking 4 out of the fight. Now it's 5v6. They're going to be on the aggression and push them way back.
Who's going to solidify it here? Randolfo takes down Lucido right away. You see the move. Hudok moves on over from the Widowmaker to the Genji. Daddy's going to take down that Hudok though right away. So Predator, again, on the aggressive. We've seen this before. They are now 2 minutes away from tying up this series at 1 apiece.
Ooh, and Maui with the anti-kill on Pro Gamer there. You know, now it's more of a stagger on Alien's side. Commander Hui's back in the field. Only ult that we're really seeing, or only also we're seeing on Alien's side is, you know, Meteor Strike and Earth Shatter. And Big Head's been holding on to that Earth Shatter for a while, hoping to see it come out on this field if they can shut down Atlas's shield.
Dragon Strike comes right down the middle of the payload for Randolfo. Gets Maui in the background. So a little bit of vengeance for that biotic grenade on his teammate. But still, this will be a win here unless the Hudok can get some Dragon Blade kills. Doesn't have support, doesn't have anything going. Will waste a few seconds with the Reflect. And a great job from Predator to shut that down immediately. So we come down to the last minute. This may be Alien's final try at the push here. We'll see if Predator can hold them all the way. As that payload moves back, the farthest Aliens got in there was 17 meters before it hits that point.
Now we're seeing Hudok switching to the McCree. An interesting pick, especially given the tight nature of this last final stretch. Maybe he can get some usage out of it. It's really going to come down to if he can get his Deadeye in time. But Pro Gamer picked up. Now he getting the kill on Atlas, actually, so that's going to be interesting. No main tank. Big Head now has free reign to use that Earth Shatter whenever he's able to just shut down Predators. They're able to continue to walk this on the point. Daddy's knocked out from that charge. Any contest on the side, it's going to come down to that.
Dragon Strike comes right down the middle. That's not going to clear out anything. Clears out the point for a little while, but it's still the team in blue that's going to be able to tie up this game. Pro Gamers got the last chance. It's done, and what a tie-up. Alien, we didn't expect this, but we weren't expecting a great push like that at the end, but Alien comes out scoring all 3 points. We will see round 2 on both sides, but because Alien was under a minute, Predator's going to have additional time. Add on another 37 seconds on the clock for Predator. They've got 3:39 to push up. Alien's going to have the first strike with only a minute to try something.
Yeah, and it's going to come down to they're going to have to be as aggressive as we've seen them be, and very early to call, too early to call in my opinion. So we're going to go over to Predators. They're not going to be changing a whole lot. We are seeing Pro Gamer on the Genji actually, but Atlas and Daddy, the dynamic duo on Predator's side, they are very aggressive, and that's exactly what they need to be right now, because they weren't as aggressive in the last 2 matches on Ilios, but the second that they were on Hollywood, they were rewarded tenfold because they were able to they lost the point at the very end to Aliens, but they were able to take away so much time from them. So now Aliens, they need to pick up something new and do something different that they haven't been able to do so far to throw Predators through a loop. Otherwise, this map is going to Predators because they have 3 minutes and 40 seconds in the time bank to do whatever Aliens can do in only a minute.
I was gonna say for a little while, Alien had 4 DPSs to use, a Symmetra and a Torbjorn, but they switch off Maui and Commander Hui. I think know a little bit better than that. They've got 1 minute to try something here, 1 minute on the clock. They also gave Predator 37 seconds, so it's gonna be interesting to see how Alien plays this out. And they're gonna have to play aggressive right from the start, and that's exactly what they do. But Atlas swinging the hammer knocks back Foiler from anything that he has going. But the Doomfist shut down for just a second here. But Alien's got something going here as well as Big Head takes down. Atlas gets credit for the final blow. So Alien's gonna have their shot on the point. They will have at least tick number 1. And actually, Alien's gonna force back Predator. So something about this seems good for Alien right now because they've got 2 ticks. Does anybody want to challenge it? Is the question. Oh, Daddy gets there just in time. Gonna try. Dragon Strike comes right down the middle. Nobody on the payload though. Everybody goes to the right of that Dragon Strike. And this is not a good thing for Predator right now because you have no more ults to use. And this is going to be Alien winning this fight. 3 seconds on the clock, but they still get point number 1. Now it goes into overtime. Nobody can get off this payload.
And Zero Suit Diva knocking Pro Gamer out with her little light blaster. Still enough damage to knock a flying Pharah out of the sky. Both support ults on Alien side are ready to be, put into play. And both supports on an Alien side are actually the only players on the field right now who are on fire. So we're definitely seeing a different Alien from the last time they pushed. And I think it is because of that dive. Commander Hui knocked out. Being aggressive as Baby Diva is very low risk, high risk, low reward when you get knocked out, especially when you have Randolfo knocking you out of the fight like that.
Dragonblade's gonna come out. Hudok's got Nano Boost, so he's got a good shot. But the Earth Shatter comes in from Atlas, takes him down immediately. Hudok does get the kill on Randolfo, so that is a good pick. You've got 5 people left to go if you're Predators to take on over. One of which is in that Graviton Surge. The other one not getting much of anything. Meteor Strike comes down, not getting anything. Randolfo gets the Dragon Strike kill on Lucido. Commander Hui with a self-destruct kill on the Bagel. So 3 people left to go on this point. Rocket Barrage right up on top. Pro Gamer DMX Commander Hui. But Commander Hui able to take down Pro Gamer right after that. So Predator defends the point altogether. But what a push up by Alien with only a minute gets the first point as well as a few meters. So Predator, even if they have 3:39 on the clock, they have some distance to make up.
Exactly. And it's very crucial on attack on Hollywood, especially that you get that you are incredibly aggressive and you manage to hold that first point, because if you can't, it's a very, very quick downward spiral because you're just constantly staggering in. Your team is behind when it comes on spawns. The spawns are relatively even. The only difference is the defenders have a bit of an advantage because they have high grounds on a lot of the holds. But I do think a lot of the important part of why Alien was able to capture this point is because of how far ahead Predators were trying to hold, and it was because Maui was able to get that sleep early on in the game, and Atlas was trying to do his best as a main tank, trying to protect his team behind that shield, but was not able to stay alive through the entirety of that. And when you lose not only a DPS but your main tank, you are in a very odd position as a team, and it puts a lot more pressure on the remaining DPS and your healers, because they're the only ones on the field, and your off tank is almost now becoming your main tank. They are the ones that have to put their foot down and have to set the stage and draw that line in the sands. And the issue is when you're running up against Dive, especially when you have Commander Hui and Big Head on Diva and Winston. Those are both very aggressive main and off tanks respectively. And even in as a Zero Suit Diva, Commander Hui was able to knock Pro Gamer out of the sky twice with that projectile light gun, which is not an easy task. Given despite given how much damage that gun is able to do, it's still a very slow projectile, almost similar to how Mercy's gun works. So props to Commander Hui, but now 3 minutes and 40 seconds to get 60 meters is going to be less of a walk in the park and more of a trudge through the swamp for Predators if they are not able to get that point on their first push.
I'm sorry. My apologies there. So I'll give you a little bit of an update here because the pause for a little while. Foiler had to leave the game due to a little bit of lag on his side. So set, and they will come out of the pause in just a little while, just making sure that the other team from Predator is ready to play. Now, we're taking a look at both sides. Both sides are the, we know this, it's all-star for a reason. Best of the best that OTC has to offer. So you're taking a look at both sides here, and some of these coming out of Season 5 champions, some of these coming out of the best, are already the best teams in OTC, but what person or what player right now has surprised you the most out of both sides?
See, it's interesting because we've seen a lot of these players a lot already. I have experience with a few of the players on both sides actually. But in all honesty, the most surprising player of all right now is Lucido. One of the new names that we've seen on the field right now. Definitely been aggressive on the off support role. He was playing the very obviously Lucio on that first push, and both Maui and Lucido were the only two players on Aliens on fire, despite the aggressive push that they were able to do. And again, Randolfo and Huduck, almost a rivalry in the amount of times that they've knocked each other out of the fight, and they've gotten the precision critical hit on each other. So again, Lucido has got to be my most surprising player. It's surprising me the most.
So Lucido comes in. We're gonna have the attack come out here from Predator. They've got some ground. 3:39 on the clock. They were given an additional 37 seconds from Alien after Alien had their first attempt. So Predator actually had originally 3:02 on the clock, but now they're gonna try and make it their opportunity to use all 3 minutes and 39 seconds to get this point that they need. But right now it's looking like Huduck's coming back in here. Commander Hui's got kills as well. Atlas is going to give them a chance, but right now it's looking as if this team it's going to be just a push and shove on both sides, really.
Yeah, but again, it's Predators. They do have a little bit more bodies. Daddy again lit up like the 4th of July. 100% charge, 2 kills, both supports. That is it for Alien. Four of the last 5 kills have been Daddy on that Zarya. Incredibly aggressive. 2 minutes and 40 seconds all left on the clock. They have a lot less space to go in the time that Alien had only a minute left. We're seeing Randolfo. We're seeing a bit of a pirate ship actually on the side of Predator. Randolfo on that Bastion. A very interesting pick, and that's going to be a thorn in the side of Alien, especially when Big Head Shield is only. It's going to be brought down incredibly quickly with the amount of fire that a Bastion can put out. But Huduck is shutting him down.
Shutting him down entirely, so the pirate ship combo may want to be rethought about. Quello moves on over from the Torbjorn to the Moira. That's going to be a good change for them in the meantime. Lucido will use this to Transcendence, but 4 ults left to go. Foiler gets shut down after using the Dragon Blade, but you still have 4 ults. You Graviton Surge, Dragon Strike, Earth Shatter, and Nano Boost available to Alien. Predator's got a Graviton Surge as well as an Earth Shatter, but not much of a DPS follow-up after that. Speaking of which, here it comes. Dragon Strike comes right down the middle. 1-2, somebody I want to play. Huduck in that entire round. That gets the entire kill. Randolfo, the only one to live, but Predator absolutely demolished by the hands of Alien, and give credit to Commander Hui and Huduck altogether.
My goodness, just the insane timing that is required on both sides. A lot of things have to go right and only one thing can go wrong. But counter shatter, the back line from Big Head. What an amazing shatter!
Earth Shatter comes in, gets at least 4 people there, and that's going to be enough. That will be a team kill from Athena callout. And Alien's got 3 people on fire. Huduck, Commander Hui, and Big Head, and rightfully so. Predator now had 3:39 on the clock, only has a minute left to get it 60.95 meters to tie the series, but Alien's looking to keep the momentum on their side of the flag. Only problem, Predator has 2 ults to use, Sound Barrier and Graviton Surge, in which case the only Big Head is caught in that, so more or less not a good Graviton Surge to use there. Dragon Strike comes right down the middle to clear the payload. That's going to clear it out for a few meters left to go, so they're within 10 meters of this point. 5 meters, 3 meters left to go now. Everybody's got to try. Lucido is right there to use the Transcendence. Foiler's there to try some stuff as well, but you only have 2 DPSs and 1 healer to play. Point moves up. Dragon Strike comes right down. That doesn't matter. We have a tie game. Welcome your champions of Hollywood. Predator ties it at one apiece.
And again, it would be an insult to say that that was a clean push by Predators. I mean, you're running up against, play the game very clearly. Very smart all usage on both sides, but definitely from Alien, you had, the essentially the win condition, the wombo combo of Overwatch, the Dragon Surge, very, hard to push up against, especially when you have, even when you have a Zenyatta on the defending side. Maui was there with the anti-grenade ready to shut down any possible healing from Predators. And Alien, again, they lost that point, but they were very smart in their ult usage and, allowing Big Head to sit in the back line, even though Atlas was able to get the shatter on the rest of Alien, Big Head was able to follow up in their back line. We've seen a lot of that, from Big Head. He's very aggressive on the Reinhardt. He's also very, a little cheeky with trying to get behind, trying to do a little bit of, showing the unexpected that you don't really see from a lot of main tanks, especially at this level.
So, a great way to feature our all-stars here. A wonderful showing here, because on each side we've had big plays on both sides. Commander Hui bringing out the self-destruct, and the biggest play right now would be the Graviton Surge combo and Dragon Strike from both Daddy and from the side on blue as well. So, I mean, you really got to figure out, even if Predators tie this game up, you got to figure, does Alien have momentum on their side regardless of what just happened?
I mean, I think the kill feed and that play of the game speaks for itself. They weren't able to contest as much, but they did get a lot of usage from their ults. And that's what we're seeing a lot of on, the best thing about the, All-Stars is these teams, when it comes down to these inner alt fights, they're extremely even. And a lot of what, we like to mention is when you have a sniper like Hudak or Randolfo, they are the ones who set the stage for what the fight is going to be. They are the ones who are, starting the fight off, either at an advantage or a disadvantage. But now we're seeing, a bit of a different story, because we're seeing a lot more synergy from these main tanks. Atlas and Daddy on the Predator side, they're both being incredibly aggressive and complementing each other. But Big Head and Commander Huey, they both have each other's backs when it comes to, these inner alt fights, and especially the synergy between the whoever's playing Hanzo as well as the off tank. It's incredible to see. I think right now the pendulum is pretty much even when it comes down to which team is which team has favor, and I think it's going to come down to the who can get the most aggressive push on Rialto, because that will be that will break the tie. It's almost impossible to tie on Escort. So whoever comes out on top of this one, the momentum is going to be in their favor for Eichenwald.
Mm-hmm. So great play. I mean, all around, Hudak and Commander Hui both together there. A wonderful play. As I'm watching back on the stream for a little while here, I watched the replay of it again, because not much. I mean, and even I think Zan's in our chat as well, the head, or mostly or more or less the head of all this. He said clip it, and it's impressive when you've got the eye of one of the big people there. Here for OTC, if you've got the eye, that means you've got the sky to work with, and that was a huge play from Hudak and Commander Hui. But all together now, we're tied up 1-1 for those. For those just joining us, we welcome you to the OTC Season 5 All-Star Game between Team Alien and Team Predator. Let's give you a recap of what happened so far. Back on map number 1, which was Lijiang Tower, Alien would win the control center 1-0. Would lead on control center 1-0 after flipping it 99-0 from Predator side. Then Predator would basically do the same thing to Alien on the other side, back on the Gardens, and win that point 199. And Alien would get the momentum going into Hollywood, winning 100-0 on the Night Market map. Then in Hollywood, for those again just joining us, back on Hollywood, it was a 4-3 game, with Alien giving an additional 32 seconds to Predator, which Predator kind of needed, considering what Alien did to them on the basis of Hudak and Commander Hui and what they just did to the side of Predator. So coming in, we're going to see Rialto game number 3. We will see at least 4 maps here coming up. Map number 3, the newest map to be added before Busan, and that is going to be Rialto.
Yeah, and like we were saying earlier, if you've seen the 2004 Alien versus Predator movie, then you got a pretty good idea of what exactly Alien was able to do to Predator with that graviton, that dragon surge. Again, very, as much as that combo has been in the game, it fills my heart with joy watching that being executed so expertly. But now on Rialto, Alien, not much of a difference when it comes down to comps. We are seeing Maui on that Ana has been has been crucial to Alien's success with the nanos as well as the antis. Foiler on that Sombra is going to be looking for some flanking hacks, but we are seeing Hammond on the field. Predator already going for Alien's backline at the beginning of this.
By the way, it starts off in a 5v6. Quella's off the map to start. So I don't know what Quella did exactly to fall off the map, but to start the game, Quella dies on her own terms. So don't know what exactly happened there, but the flank move does not work, and Alien's going to have themselves a first good defensive hold to start off, even though we're not even a minute in. The payload moves inch by inch here, but you've got Alien that's defending this really well right now.
Maybe Quella was just trying to cool off, take a swim in the canals. Wouldn't recommend it, not exactly the cleanest water, but hey, Predators are still able to make this push. Aliens are holding at this corner, which is a very strong and, crucial point that they need to hold. If they lose it, it's going, it's going to be an uphill battle. We are seeing a quad tank actually on the side of Predator, and if we can get some damage on Alien side, it's going to shut them down, but Daddy's knocking Big out of the fight. If we can get no main tank on the other side, but Quella's with that coalescence, which is crucial, healing up the rest of her team, but Huduck in the sky knocking Pro Gamer out of his mech.
Actually, I saw something interesting for a little while. Actually, Quella used the coalescence, and Diva Pro Gamer actually was coming out of mech, but still got health for it. So I'm not too sure if that's a glitch or whatever, but very interesting to watch that happen. In the meantime, still, again, this is Predator moving up the payload we saw earlier, and Randolfo gets 2 kills of the last 3. Credit to him for the final blows there. So Randolfo's got something going with this Roadhog going, and would you say that this 4-tank system is working?
Right now it is, but now we're seeing Graviton coming out. Win condition from Aliens, but Huduck is knocked out, pulled out of that barrage. Big Head still has that shatter, and if he's learned anything from Hollywood, the longer you hold on to it, the more of a detriment it is for your team, especially given how quickly I know he can build up this ult. So it's going to come down to if he can get any usage out of it. Foiler has that EMP, so shields aren't going to be a problem. There's no shield for Atlas. If he can get the Earth Shatter, that's going to win the fight for Alien. 1:45 on the clock, but Graviton coming out from Predators.
Graviton Surge comes in. That's going to be good for them. Polhog gets a kill on Huduck as well as Quella getting the Coalescence. Give credit to Daddy. 1 kill, 2 assists in that last play. And this should pretty much sweep up the rest of the team as Lucido goes down. And Pro Gamer is going to take down the Sombra of Foiler. So this is going to be the first point from from Predator. But nonetheless, 3:54 on the clock. They only get an additional 2 minutes to push this up.
Yeah, and I think, again, you brought up earlier, the quad tank is working in Predator's favor. Alien just does not have the damage output required to counter all of the health that is currently in Predator's favor, especially when you have Debago on fire with the sound barrier and Quella on that Moira. There's so much health potential for Predators that Alien just is coming up a little short. They have Huduck on the Junkrat to try and get some spam damage, but Randolfo, very, very crucial pick that needs to be made for Predators. If he can get this hook on anyone for Aliens, that's going to be such a bad position. That's going to leave them in such a bad position.
Mm-hmm. So would you say that the change from Randolfo from the Wrecking Ball to the Roadhog is working out in their favor as Pro Gamer gets a kill on Huduck using that self-destruct?
I think the kill feed speaks for itself, Clutch. Randolfo knocking Maui out. No nano in their favor, and Predators are just cleaning up. But I spoke too soon! Alien!
Yeah, Big Head, by the way, give credit to Big Head. 5 of 6 players go down in that Earth Shatter. He gets credit for 3 kills and 2 assists, and Athena, rightfully so, calls team kill for Alien. So just as we were talking about the dominance of Predator, here comes Alien bringing in the door.
And again, I brought it up earlier. Big Head can build up his ult so extremely quickly, already at almost 50%, even though he just used it. If he's able to, the thing about main tanks is if you have the trust in your team that you can pop off and you can get the kills and damage that you need to. Graviton's coming out on the bank, but Big Head's right there at it, trying to get some kills with that swing.
Riptire's got to be somewhere here. Hudok's going to get killed for it, but I don't know where the Riptire exactly went. If there's still it, but I don't think it's on the floor anymore. Coalescence is going to be brought out. Earth Shatter comes out as well, but it's shut down, and that's not going to really get anything. So Randolfo's going to bring out the whole hog with no worries of big shields whatsoever, and he's going to keep going here. Maui's still in trouble. Somebody's got to save him. Maui probably is going to just jump off the map here, jumps off on his own terms, and Maui's going to reset with the rest of the team. So 2 points down, and Predator's looking a little more aggressive coming off the win from Hollywood.
Yeah, and unfortunately, they did overcommit when it came to ults. They had the Earth Shatter. They had almost all their tank ults coming out on the field. They don't have any left for this next fight. Debago's the only one on the field with a support ult. Predators are in a better position, but Big Head has that Earth Shatter in his back pocket. That's going to be something that Predators is going to have to look out for and be aware of, because if they let him just slide in just a little bit past Atlas's shield and get that Earth Shatter off, they are in a bad position.
So right now, in the position-wise for Predator, they're looking a little more aggressively, but they've got so little room to work with in that lane. So it's going to be Alien with a little more of a upper ground advantage as they work their way uphill. Now the Coalescence is going to be brought out. Quella's going to try aim for Lucido right away. Gets the kill on Lucido. So Quella's got some good aim with that Coalescence right on Deadeye, basically, for Quella, and that's going to move up the payload just a little bit further. No one jumps on the payload, though, so somebody's got to move this a little bit here. Foiler's going to come in, try and contest the... Actually, no, Foiler's just going to come back across. So moves here by Foiler. Foiler's going to keep in the background. Does have the EMP to use. And also on the side, also has a Graviton Surge and a Earth Shatter to use as well. Foiler gets found out by Atlas, so he goes down. We move into the home stretch. Into the museum we go. And this is questionable. Both Graviton Surges used. Red side's got more in their favor. However, the sound barrier is going to drop on both sides as well. More players get in that sound barrier because of the Graviton Surge. Earth Shatter, 3 people go down. Atlas got 1, Atlas got 2. And Daddy's going to get 2 kills out of the 3. Atlas, give him credit. 4 kills altogether. 2 kills, 2 assists for him. Atlas gets the swing on Maui as well. Can anybody get on this point in time? That answer is no. Big plays from Predator. Gives them 3 points here in their first try. Alien's got some ground to make up.
Yeah, and Randolfo, incredibly smart, probably caught on to that Big Head was, had his shield, had his Earth Shatter ready, looking for a position to use it up, and all he was able to really do as Roadhog was just pop Whole Hog and keep Big Head as far away from the rest of his team as he could, and ended that fight with his ult. Unfortunately, unable to use it. Sadly, that's what won. Sadly for Big Head, wasn't able to get his ult off, but Predators, they're coming out of the gate. They are being as aggressive as they were back on Hollywood. Definitely working well in their favor. They were playing with triple tank for almost that entire series. 1 minute 30 seconds on the clock for them. We are seeing Randolfo actually switching onto the Widowmaker off of the Hog, despite the phenomenal game that he had with that off tank. We are seeing Daddy onto the more of a pretty unexpected defensive tank composition. The Orisa and Hog, very especially on this map, especially this first point, there is a lot of environmental potential. I mean, I don't think that there is another hero in the pool right now that has as much environmental potential that Lucio, Pharah, Hog, and Orisa have. Maybe a Brigitte, maybe a Doomfist. Those are a little bit more situational, so there's going to be a lot of boot potential for Predators. So if Aliens are, they want to be, proactive, they're going to have to look out for that. And I think they're being a little bit smarter. They're running sort of an interesting dive. We haven't seen a lot of Hammond from Big Head. We have seen a lot of D.Va from Commander Hui, so that's going to be something to look out for. But Foiler on that Doomfist, definitely seen a little bit of that. And Lucido, of course, on Lucio, and Maui back on that Ana. Incredibly smart and aggressive.
3-0 the scoring now. Predator had their first try. Did so impressively in the final 2 points. 128 for them left on the board if there is a second round. Alien, however, is going to have their shot at this. 3:40 on the clock for them, pushing up the payload entirely now. But you're going to take a look at the team comms. No longer a 4-tank system for Predator. They're going to go to standard 2-2-2. Alien's got the standard 2-2-2 as well, but right now a little bit of a push and shove, but Aliens got this payload moving up just a little bit further than Predator had in their first 30 seconds.
Yeah, and but Pro Gamer on that Pharah definitely racking, living up to the name as a pro gamer. Big Head already in the backline as Heyman trying to get the pick on Debagel, not able to. Daddy's right there looking after his support. But EMP about 50% for Hudok, so that's gonna be something they're looking out for. But Maui has that Nano already going out for Big Head, trying to either keep him alive or just get some damage out. But Aliens look like they have the advantage right now when it comes to pushing this payload, up well on their first attempt.
Nano Boost is going to be used on the Wrecking Ball from Maui to Big Head, which may or may not have been a good play, but nonetheless, that does allow a push-up here, courtesy of a few kills from Aliens team as well. Keep in mind, they have two ults, a Sound Barrier and a Meteor Strike to use. Pro Gamer's got a Rocket Barrage. Question is, do they want to use it? And I don't think you want to use it now because they just got point number 1.
And Big Head in the backline maybe looking to get a minefield laid out. Fortunately not coming out, but we are seeing, again, both supports on Alien are on fire. Definitely goes to show you, a lot of, just because your support doesn't mean that you're not good at the game, especially when it comes to the skill level that all these teams are playing at. But my goodness, look at the ult usage on both teams. 4 ults, both sides. Maui shouldn't put that number in Alien favor, 5 ults, but Predator coming out, they have the advantage right now. Dragon's coming out from Adolfo to try and clear the point off from Aliens.
Clears the point right away. Pro Gamer gets the start off on Maui. Pro Gamer and Lucido and Big Head both going to go down. Don't know exactly what that one was about. I don't know if they got knocked off or anything. Regardless, it's not in the kill feed, so unless V-Flight caught that, I'm not too sure what exactly happened to those two. We'll check in just a little while as I watch what happens coming up. In the meantime, though, Predator does have themselves a good defensive hold, and Alien does have 5 ults to use. Predator still got 4, so question is, how will they use it, when will they use it, and how effective will it be? Self-destruct comes in the background. Good start for Alien. 1 ult left to go. 3 ults left to go here as Hudok uses the EMP, so Lucido's got the win kill on Debagel. 4 ults still on the side of Predator. 3 ults are alive right now, but the payload's going to move up just a little further.
Yeah, no, Lucido being a very aggressive Lucio, knocking Daddy up, and Randolfo shutting him down. Aliens are now at a crucial turn when it comes to Rialto. This is a very, defensive, favored map, especially at this point. They have a lot more advantage when it comes to spawning. They're holding up. Bongos are coming out from Atlas, trying to get as much damage output, but Nano not in at a good enough time for Commander Hui. That is a wasted ult, unfortunately, for Maui. Now it's just a push and shove. It's very even when it comes on the kill feed right now for Alien and Predators.
Pro Gamer's going to bring out the Rocket Barrage, but right away takes down Foiler, and Hudok takes down Pro Gamer from the Rocket Barrage. So Alien still got time. Nobody's pushing up the payload. They're just going to push this up, but somebody's got to pay attention to the payload if you're them, because you want as much time as you possibly can. And they're just waiting for the rest of the team to come. That's the reason why. Waiting for the rest of the team to come back, and they got the payload moving. But again, Aliens got the advantage coming in with 2 points and 4 minutes to take this to the museum end in front of the statue. But Predator's got some ground to make up, and they have 2 ults to use, a whole hog and a Sound Barrier to use if they want to win this.
Yeah, but again, 3 ults now, actually, with Randolfo with the Dragon Strike. But whole hog coming out. Commander Hui trying to get as much usage out of Diva's kit as possible. Unfortunately unable. That's a lot of red on the kill feed. Alien, they're forced back on this last push. Commander Hui is just, they're forcing him to stagger, trying to, at least just let him die. Quallen knocking him out, bringing in the Battle Mercy. Hudok only ult on Aliens available. That EMP is crucial to any, if Commander Hui wants to pop out that self-destruct once again. Atlas is back on that Reinhardt, which has been working incredibly well for Predators, and now we're seeing Alien trying to push through on the right side of this flank. Commander Hui eating that charge from Big Head though.
And I want to say for Qualla, that might be the first time that she's appeared on the left side of the kill feed this time. Self-destruct comes out. 3 ults at the same time, all come out. EMP make that 4 as the Earth Shatter comes out. Doesn't really get anything going as Atlas is taken down by Commander Hui right away. And so this payload moves up even further. So it's going to get around turns 1, and it's going to get around turn number 2, meaning our Qualla's in a little bit of trouble here. She's got to try all her might. And Qualla actually impressive enough, stayed alive for a while there, but nonetheless, Alien's gonna move this in to the museum, and that means they are in the home stretch question is Alien or Predator gonna allow them to tie this? I think not. But what a charge, by the way. Commander Hui gives them a little more space on this payload. 1.7 meters to try this here. Final team fight on, most likely final team fight on both sides. Pro Gamers got the Deadeye on Big Head to start. So 2 tanks are both down, but Foiler's not stopping there. Got 2 kills, and finally Pro Gamer the one to take him down. So a little bit more breathing room here if your Predator. Got about a 30-second differential right now between Alien, but this payload moves back a little bit further, and you can see, think Predator's got the advantage in the time constraint coming up.
Of course, you know, Quella, again, only support all on Predator's side. Big Head's been holding onto that minefield. I know for a fact that he's been trying to, you know, get a little bit better when it comes to not only the movement, but also the timing and placement of that minefield on Hammond, especially given how new of a hero he is. Atlas with that Earth Shadow, but now ults are starting to come in on both sides, both support ults on Aliens, but that Earth Shadow is crucial on Atlas's. Ooh.
Oh boy, that Earth Shatter is huge. Wandolfo and Daddy, 3 kill, give credit, 3 assists coming towards the side of Atlas right all together, and rightfully so. He is on fire along with Daddy at this point. So now it becomes a question of, can Alien push this up? They may have 1 fight left to go. Predator leads in the time constraint, so no matter what, if this goes to a second round, Predator will have additional time than they have right now, more than 1:28, depending on how much Alien gives them coming up in the next try. You take a look at their ults, though. 4 ults to use for Alien, 4 ults coming up. Speaking of which, 2 of which come out already. EMP as well as Self-Destruct. Self-Destruct takes down Atlas with no more shield to use from the EMP. A good play from Commander Hui to take him down right away. Now, the rest of the team is the question, as Atlas is gone for a little while, and Atlas is going to spawn back and help his team out right away. But the payload moves up even further within the final 10 meters here. Minefield's going to cover the spawn room, so that may be a good play. Big Head's got 1 kill on Atlas. Graviton Search as well as a Dragon Strike right down the middle. Dolphin's got 1-2, but it's not enough here. Gets the DMAC, but again, not enough to clear the point. So Alien has themselves 3 points again, but they will give additional time to Predator. So they're going to give an additional almost 40 seconds here as Predator gets 2:01 on the clock. And I believe if my math is right, Predator's given an additional 33 seconds to play.
Just about, yeah. And again, that was Predator's map, or end of the push for them to lose right there. They had so many ults in their back pocket, and they weren't able to, you know, get out, and that was partly due to Commander Hui, Big Head, and a lot of Lucido and Foiler being so aggressive and trying to at least, you know, push them into the very back as possible, trying to stop them from getting even a foot through that door. And, you know, it worked out well in their favor. They were able to push all the way through to the end. They have a minute left, but Predators has double that time in their back pocket. That is very crucial for them, because whatever Aliens are able to do, Predators have twice the amount of time to do it. And if, you know, Aliens aren't able to have as much of a clean push as they did through these first couple rounds and turns on Rialto, it's going to be a very hard hold for Aliens to make against Predators, especially for, you know, at 2 minutes.
A little bit of a similar situation too, if you're looking at it. Back on Hollywood, Alien actually gave Predator an additional 37 seconds to play out, but that was a hybrid map. Now you're going into regular escort map. Payload moves no matter what happens here, but Predator given 33 seconds this time. So still Alien a little bit down on the time constraints, so they may want to fix this going into game 4, regardless of what happens here. But right now we're seeing Alien push this up aggressively. This is the same thing that happened back on Hollywood. They got 0.1 and a little bit of 0.2, but it wasn't enough to stop Predator, because they had 2:37 on the clock to play with. Or I'm sorry, about 3 minutes to play with. So now the question becomes, how far can Alien push this up as Predator keeps them there in that narrow alleyway?
Yeah, and now this is a bad spot for attackers to be stuck in. Defenders are very well, you know, positioned in this hole, but when you have Big Head on the wrecking ball and able to cut through defenses that quickly, they're in a good position. Coral's knocked on the fight, but there's still 2 support healer players on Predator's side. Barrage coming out, getting both the support healers players on Alien. That's the end of the push for Aliens. That is a very hard point to push past. Aliens, not a great push, you know, in the grand scheme of things, but now they have exactly the point that they want to hold. It's just like the overhead bridge on Dorado. Very similar mechanics in these escort maps, because you don't have to capture that first point. The attacking team can just start pushing right out of the gates. And now Predators, they know exactly what they need to do. They have 2 minutes and 1 second to get just past that second turn. And honestly, they don't really need to change much up in their comp because of what Alien was throwing at them. Now, Aliens, they're going a little bit more, meta with their picks. Very, almost a, season 10 competitive, comp, tank, the Zaryas, the Reinhardts, as the seasonal off tank for Big Head. Very, in tune with how aggressive he can be, especially on this map. But Hudak back on the Hanzo is definitely going to be looking for one more of those play of the games, that Dragon Surge from Commander Hui. If he can build up his ult in time, 2 minutes, definitely, well believed in his ability to do so. And Pro Gamer on that far definitely going to be looking to get some environmental usage out of it, as Aliens are gearing up to hold on this on Rialto.
Gearing up here for the second round, actually to start, but even before the round started, notice this, Debago actually killed himself with a soldier. So I don't know what happened there exactly. Switches on over to the Lucio. So standard 2-2 on each side. Question is, can the team from Predator push this all the way to 49.81 meters to win this map on Rialto? Take it to map number 4 on, I believe it was, correct me if I'm wrong, next map is going to be Eichenwald. Take it to Eichenwald and move it on over to win the series. However, Aliens trying their best here. The golden box right there around that corner. That is a hard point to defend if you're the team from Alien right now, because Predator's pushing you back all the way. Big Ed starts off with a kill on Atlas to start already. And Quella's going to bring out, or not the Valkyrie just yet, actually gets a lot of height, but looked like a Valkyrie. Hudak able to take Quella right out of the air, and Alien with the first good defense. But keep in mind, Predator has an additional minute to play with here.
Exactly. When it comes down to, just a couple minutes ago, these teams are about even, but now ults are on the field. Aliens are just about to get that win condition, that Dragon Surge, but on the same side, Daddy's already got his grab 10% faster than Commander Hui. So now they're looking for the ability to use that. Rally's being popped on Predator's side as Graviton's popped on both sides.
Rocket Barrage comes in for Pro Gamer as well. That takes down Big Head. Payload a little bit further here, and some big plays here in Rialto. And Ford is going to try its best to do it. Dragon Blade comes out, tries some swings, but no supports there. It's not going to help. The payload moves. Predator in the series, 2-1 leads it. And we will go to Eichenwald. Predator's got that chance at winning this fantasy-like game between these two teams.
And again, Big Head on the Reinhardt with play of the game. Pretty obvious, again, when you let your main tank pop off like this, you get plays like this, and you get holds that are able, they were able to burn through so much time. Randolfo getting the wave of defeat right there as the rest of his team is knocked out of the fight. Again, phenomenal play on all sides. Unfortunately, Predators were they had that extra minute in their back pocket. They were able to just slowly inch forward. Foiler wasn't able to get the picks he needed, especially because he was running up against Daddy and Atlas. Those, the impregnable line of defense that is the Predators tank line was too much for the ulting Genji, unfortunately.
So another 4-3 victory here for Predator, the second one. And keep in mind too, these two teams are all-star teams. So the reason why this is close is because, these two are the best that we have to offer here. We'll get ready for Eichenwald in just a little while, but let's talk about, for those just joining us, we welcome you here to the Overtime Champions Season 5 All-Star Game between Alien and Predators. We've had a good one here in the Best of 5 series. Back in game number 1, Alien took over Win's Lijiang Tower there, 2-1. Three very close maps, if you think about it, even though the last map was 100-0. Bryce could agree with me for a second there. Yeah. Predator in the next part, however, another close game. Hollywood wins it in the nick of time, 4-3, and the same thing with Rialto as well. Second push, given that Alien gave Predator additional 33 seconds on Rialto and 37 seconds on Hollywood, Predator's able to take advantage and win those series 4-3 equally. So the question is now, coming into Eichenwald, Predators have the advantage on the hybrid map, winning back on Hollywood in map 2, 4-3. Does Predators take the series here, or for the sake of it, do we want to see Alien win this one to take it to game 5?
obviously always I want to see these games last as long as possible. It's just the amount of variety on the field. But as I said at the beginning of Rialto, whoever comes out ahead on Rialto is going to have the momentum swinging in their favor. And we saw that with Predators. Alts were about even on both sides, but Aliens, they just weren't able to get the usage out of them that Predators were. We had Pro Gamer on that Pharah clearing the skies, no one to really contest him on Alien side, and they were able to, that extra minute and the extra 61 seconds actually was exactly what they needed. And now that pendulum is swinging in the Predators' favor. They have, a little bit more, usage, when in these post alt fights, and Alien, they're coming up a little bit short when it comes down to contesting Predators on especially points like Escort. But now since we're going to again another hybrid map, if we do see the same Aliens that we saw on the second round of Hollywood on their defense, it's going to be a much different story. But it comes down to whoever's calling the shots on both sides, because whoever was calling the shots on Aliens on the second round of Hollywood seemed to be a little bit absent on that last push on Rialto. It's going to come down to that, honestly.
By the way, I'm watching the stream here on my side. I want to give a shout out to a good play that happened and the second point. I don't know if either of us caught it, but Atlas comes in. Hudak was about to use a Dragon Strike on the point to try and clear it out, but Atlas comes in with an Earth Shatter and shuts it down, and Hudak loses the Dragon Strike ult. So that was huge if you're on the side of Predator, and that's the momentum you kind of need to go in and win this kind of game. So we go on to that for Eichenwald. We move on to Germany. A beautiful map indeed. Eichenwald, one of the added maps on, not from the pool, but added onto the game, and so, or as the game went along. So really good map for this. So what are the keys on both sides if you want to win this game?
There has been a lot of changes to this map. Honestly, this is one of my favorite maps, not just from a gameplay perspective. It is a aesthetically beautiful map. Always been a huge fan of old German architecture, but as well as sort of an old town with the Omnic presence on it. Definitely have to give props to Blizzard for designing such a beautiful map. But on this map especially, which is slightly different than the rest of these hybrid maps, especially different than Hollywood that we saw, this map is a little bit more even when it comes to attacking and defending. The defenders have a lot more way to go, but is a much harder push for the attackers to make. And if Aliens are able to hold on this first point, they're in a good position for the rest of the attack. But Predators, they're bringing that same aggression. When you have Quella and Debagle on that support line, you're able to do so much more. Debagle has sort of been the unsung hero of Predators so far, with the amount of healing that he's been able to throw out alongside of Quella, and that's really enabled Predators to do whatever they want. Pro Gamer has been popping off as far, and he hasn't even needed the support of a Mercy on his side. It's been less Pharmacy, more Pharah.
And from the start there, we're gonna see Big Head on the Hammond, but again, I'll watch it later. But I don't know how Big Head didn't get dizzy at the start, right at the tower. I don't know how. Just spinning around and around the tower with the Wrecking Ball, but that's the beauty of it. You can swing around as long as you want until you get a good position, and Hammond's got enough health to do so, to do that. Right now, though, it looks like Alien's going to start winning this fight already. 3 kills in the favor of Blue, make it 4 as Commander Hui takes down Pro Gamer, and already it looks like Alien wants to go to Game 5. They are hungry, and they push back Predator all the way back.
Oh yeah, and Maui with those anti-grenades, Commander Hui very aggressive with those pseudo dives. You're not running exactly a complete dive on Aliens, especially with Big Head on that Hammond. But again, definitely showing up with that the new hero. Doesn't seem like there's much of a response from Predators for that. But now they're getting set back up. 2 minutes, just under 3 minutes left on the clock. They're pushing through this bridge. They're going straight for the point, leaving Aliens with a little bit of a trying to knock Pro Gamer out of the sky. Hudak knocking him out. That is a good position for the defenders on it. But if they can even the fight out here, Predators are in a good position.
So Biggle's going to try and even out position, taking down Hudak, but Spoiler gets to land up on Randolfo. So Doomfist no more on the side of Predator. Sound barrier already dropped from Lucido. Commander Hui also has a self-destruct to their name. And also landmines coming out as well, but not much doing for the side of Predator right now. Maui's in a little bit of trouble here. Pro Gamer's aiming for Maui right away. That's a good kill if you're Pro Gamer, because Maui's been very impressive so far. And of course, the team coach of Team Havoc, which Bryce is on, can't show off any better than what he's doing right now. Self-destruct coming out on top from Commander Hui, but that I believe is just going to be for the remake. And this is just a push and shove at this point. Transcendence is going to be brought out from the Bagel as the rest of the team from scattering all over. Meteor Strike comes out. Where is it going to land? However, it's a question right down in the middle. Atlas is going to shield, but this is going to be it as Pro Gamer gets the Rocket Barrage and Commander Hui. And Predator showing some light down in the 2:15 off the clock, but Predator finally showing some light, and they're going to have themselves the payload moving.
Now we're seeing Hudok, already back onto the Widowmaker, definitely trying to, shut that Pro Gamer down out of the sky. Again, has been such a crucial DPS pick for Predators, and exactly is, doing exactly what a Widow or a Pharah should be doing. Knocks Maui out of that fight. It's a crucial pick. They had and a lot less support in their backfield, and now Daddy and Rodolfo, the Space Jam potential is on the field. Predators are definitely thinking if aliens can get some kills with the Graviton, then so can we.
Speaking of which, the jam part of it is out as Randolfo takes down Maui with the Meteor Strike. Good aim, but Alien's still going to have the win here. Bring out Hudok with this Widowmaker, and he is deadly right now, taking down the Bago, and any more shots coming from this this Widowmaker is going to be deadly. So right now, Alien's got another good defensive hold, and this is something we usually don't see. Alien finally stops Predator on the second point, something they haven't done on Hollywood and Rialto. They've stopped them on the second point. Now the question is, how long can they hold them?
Yeah, and again, I think Predators are starting to realize that, and that's why they're switching up. Daddy's got that grab. He's waiting to pop that out before probably switching onto the Diva to complement Atlas, but knocked out of the fight. Now they're without a main tank. There's no shield potential. Daddy, though, is being aggressive and is looking for of time to pop that grab, but Big Head is up in his face and is not letting him get away with it.
By the way, I want to mention here that for a little bit of as we see Alien push back Predator all the way back, I want to mention here too that two things. First off, we have a little bit of a fight breaking out between Maui and Quella, two of our stream team members. If we're reading chat correctly, Bryson, I can read chat. If eFlight doesn't have that chat on, but we noticed a little bit of a fight going on. Randolfo's got the revenge kill on Hudok after a great jump, by the way. Hopefully we caught that, but great jump from Randolfo to get that kill. Dragon Blade is going to come out from Pro Gamer, and not really going to get much of anything. Again, has to use a little bit of time on that Dragon Blade to reflect some bullets coming out from Commander Hui, and that's going to be pretty much it if you're on the side of Alien. Not much to do else for Predator. And second thing is the head coach from Maui, or head coach from Havoc rather, Maui. The last two games in Hollywood and Rialto, it's been a complete sweep of cards, except for Maui, who stops it because he's had great healing, at least 20,000 in 2 games. As of Ana itself.
Yeah, I was about to say, and Ana is phenomenal. Dragon's coming out from further. Not sure if it misclick or not. Not a whole lot of damage potential. But best thing about Hanzo's is that they can build up their ults extremely quickly. Big Head's got Minefield on Alien side, but now we're seeing both support ults. Debago has that trans, and that's been extremely crucial for Predators throughout this entire series. Definitely going to be either look to push on that or in a response. Maui's got that nano. I'm trying to look for potential for it. Popping it on Big Head as the minefield comes out on the right in Predator's backline.
Landmines come out here, and that is going to get at least Pro Gamer. So the Wrecking Ball really working out in the favor of Alien so far. And right as Foiler takes down Daddy, we're seeing a little bit of a different momentum swing here. Aliens finally got the answers that they need against Predator here on Eichenwald. And we saw Predator take over the point, take over the first point itself, the assault part. They won that point in 2 minutes and 15 seconds, but now 2:15 in the inside the second point try, and Predator has no answers for Alien. Commander Hui's got but they do have ult advantage. They're going to use the infrared sight to start. Randolfo's got that. Pro Gamer, Debago, Quella, and Atlas all respectively have their ults. The only ult on the side of Alien that they will try to have in this one is going to be a Sound Barrier, as well as Commander Hui. Pro Gamer swinging away, though. He's got 1, he's got 2 on Foiler and Hudok. That's 2 DPSs down, and the rest of the team to go. Dragon Blade rescinds, but that will be about it. Big Head's going to retreat here, and just as I say that, Caster's Curse is brought up, and Predator finally finds the answer that they need. This clock will go into overtime. Good news for Alien. Question is if they can defend this point for the second one. 3 ults on the side of Predator, 2 ults on the side of Alien to play.
At this point, aliens are just looking to stall as much as they can. They're gonna try and push this point out. Commander Hui, self-destruct, going through the peephole. My favorite spot as a diva to try and throw that self-destruct. Gets the kill on Quella. That's a crucial pick. Debago's gonna be the only support for Predator on this backline as Commander Hui is going for Randolfo.
Overtime clock is going to run. Transcendence is being brought out by Debago. Hold it as long as possible to give Daddy some chance as well. Dragon Strike is going to come right down on the payload. Question is how and where is it exactly? Or actually, was in the background earlier. But overtime clock is going to run. This is in the favor of Alien right now. Pushes it up just a little more. The prime range comes out, but Atlas goes down with it. Overtime clock runs. And for the first time, Predator is not going to show up with 3 points to start. Instead, Alien brings the momentum to their side. 1 point and just about outside the door. But nonetheless, a great stop for Alien. That's a way to build up some momentum going into their first try.
Of course, you know, aliens right now, they're swinging at that pendulum. They're trying to bring it back into their favor. They're doing it in a phenomenal job. Predator still showing up incredibly well. Debago and Quella, like I said earlier, phenomenal job keeping their team alive, as well as Daddy looking out for both of his supports, not letting keeping Zarya's other bubble in his pocket for the rest of his support line. And it's working extremely well in their favor. Predators, again, they're being very proactive. They switched off of the brawling comp that was able to win in the first point. They saw that it wasn't working. They decided to stop running their heads into a wall and switched up to the dive, and that was working out extremely well for them. Pro Gamer on that Genji, not something that you want to sleep on, especially when he's got your support line dialed in. He was going straight for Hudak, going straight for Maui, knocking them out of the fight. Those are two big picks for Alien. That was what gave Predators the ability to push, but they were able to hold it on that bridge, which again is it is a slippery slope when you're able to continue to push off of that point, because it leaves the defense in such an awkward position when it comes to holding just inside that castle.
So 20 seconds now before we prepare to attack, prepare defensive phase. Alien's going to have one try at this. There is no chance of a tie here, so it's either Predator wins the series or Alien's going to take this to Game 5 on Ilios. Again, probably the most popular map choice for Control. So we will see, or by far, yeah. But we will see what happens here. Predator needs to defend this. They've got work to do. 4 minutes to go. Pro Gamer starts off with a kill on Maui. Maui cannot be happy with that to start off. Bryce knows that right away. If Maui goes out in the first 5 seconds, you know Maui's going to be pissed.
Yeah, I mean, even against Junkrat spam, that was hard. Hudak trying to get some revenge for his knocked out Zenyatta from that fight. Aliens, they're in a good position now. Maui's back in the fight. Pro Gamer is not. They're in a good position to push this. It's coming out of the tanks. Maui knocking down Atlas. He's mad. He's looking for blood, and he's got it on Atlas. Aliens walking onto the point.
He's using all his strength and his madness right now from the start, and that's helping them out. Aliens already got at least going to get the first take. Maui again gets revenge for himself, takes down Pro Gamer right away, and I think you can tell Maui's a little bit mad.
Oh yeah, he's out for blood, and Pro Gamer's got to watch his head. He's looking for that Discord orb that's going straight for Pro Gamer. But Hudak and Foiler cleaning up the rest of Predators, not giving them even a chance to get set up. That's a heavy stagger, especially since that's one of your main supports. And now Aliens, they're pushing very far up. The payload hasn't even reached the gate yet, and they're already pushing them very close to where they need to go. Foiler's knocking Randolph out of the fight. A Pharah knocking down a McCree is an interesting pick. Foiler's got that barrage. Commander Hui's coming close up with that Graviton, and now we're seeing a very aggressive Aliens, and I'm extremely pleased to see this on both sides.
We talk about the tanks and we talk about the DPSs all the time. Credit the healers right now in this game, because they're doing phenomenal throughout the entire series, healing up what they can. And this pharmacy combo as well. Lucido's trying his best to heal up Foiler as much as Foiler's trying to be hit by, but Foiler coming up with full health all the time, and that's going to be courtesy again of Lucido on this on both sides. Actually, Quella and Lucido reflectively used their Valkyrie to start, but right now, give credit to Big Head. 2 kills so far on Atlas and Daddy. That's your 2 tanks down, and Hudak is going to take advantage of it, taking down Quella using the Valkyrie. This payload right on the bridge. You can see the golden box right there is your mark. Somebody's got to get there if you're Alien. You got to try. Daddy's going to be the first one to reach the point. They're going to contest final 1.5 meters to play. Graviton Surge right there. to keep on the rest of the team. Dragon Strike down the middle. Panel moves. Game 5. Here we come. Ilios is where we head next because Alien ties up the game here. 2-1 on Eichenwald. 2-2 apiece in the series.
You know, I like to, you know, a lot of times, especially at these end fights, it's crucial that you don't over-ult. But Aliens, they had 5 ults in their pocket. They threw every single ult on the field that they had at Predators. They were not letting them contest it. Not only were they trying to win this, they were trying to humiliate Predators, especially after this phenomenal play from Pro Gamer, living up to his name, knocking out 4 players with that ult, and then Maui at the very end. As you said, 33%, a third of team damage, being healed up by an Ana. It's phenomenal to see, especially after the changes. But now momentum's in Aliens' favor. It is their series to win now. The series is tied up 2-2. We're going to Ilios, like you said, a very popular map, and I know from experience a lot of players on Havoc have experience with this map, and it's going to be awesome to see how both of these teams are going to finish up this game.
Again, what more can you ask for between these two teams in the All-Star game? 2-2 the score. It was an amazing start. And again, we will recap this for you. For those of you just joining us, we welcome you to the OTC Season 5 All-Star game. And for those, again, if you're just joining us, we imply you to watch the VOD that is going to come up on the OTC channel, because this series is huge. And I think one of the best series you and I have ever been a part of. Depending on the way you look at it. I mean, by far, this is one of the greatest we've been a part of. Let's give you the recap so far. Back on Lijiang Tower, very close games to start. 100-0, 99-0 flip. Predator had that first map of Control Center, but then Alien flips it over, wins on Control Center, leads Lijiang Tower 1-0. Predator does the same exact thing. When Alien has a 99-34 flip, they win on the I believe it was the Gardens. They win that, ties it up the series on 1-1 on Lijiang Tower. And then finally, Alien shows some momentum, winning their last map. Although be it a 100-0, still a close one to call. If Predator had flipped that point, that could have gone in any swinging way. But Alien wins that one 1-0, or 100-0 rather, and wins Lijiang Tower 2-1. Predator comes in though, swinging away, and has a heat-seeking thing, has a heat seeker like Predator does for everything else that went on in Hollywood and Rialto. And Hollywood, they win the series 4-3, Rialto 4-3 as well, after Alien gives up 33 and 37 seconds respectively in their map. But regardless, Predator had enough time to win Hollywood and Rialto. Finally, you go on to Eichenwald, potentially the last map here. It's potentially the last map between these two teams. But Alien comes out, swinging away, keeps Predator down to 1 point, and wins Eichenwald 2-1. So now we have coming in, Ilios is our last map to play. Alien is going to come in actually 1 man down because Commander Hui had to go. So Predator still has their full team comp. Alien is out on a player, and I think we are going to find someone else. I think Maui's just found somebody, but nonetheless, you and I are going to stick here for a little while. What a game altogether here in the series, and now what better way to end it than what I would say is the most popular control map by far.
Oh, of course, by far. And even I would go so far to say is that it's one of the most popular maps in the entirety of Overwatch. You have your King's Rows, you have your Volskayas, but a lot of people like to sleep on Ilios, and it's not fair for them to sleep on this map. It has such variety in it. You have Ruins, which is this big, wide open area with the environmental potential by that mega health kit off to the side, and then you have Lighthouse, where it's this tight quarters area, slightly off to the off kilter. It's not on the center, but then just the differences on all sides is phenomenal to see, and especially and honestly, we're saving the best for last when it comes to this series. We've seen the best that these teams have to offer, and this is where it's all culminating, that we're going to see essentially the best that OTC has to offer. With these players, with these maps, it is 2-2 now. Tensions are high. This is, as all chips are on the table, that's it.
So again, and I would love to see this from chat too, because there are lots of people watching this stream, and albeit a good stream if you're OTC right now, because this is what you want out of an All-Star game, Game 5 all together, and this is the way it goes. By the way, sub in Commander Hui had to go, so we bring in First Aid courtesy of Maui, so we will have a 1 sub change. But, I mean, still a great way to end it. Get everybody still all together here. A full-on 6v6 to play between Alien Predators. And I would say it's up in the air. But between these two teams, put it up in chat. Who are you for, Team Alien or Team Predator? This is going to be a good showdown to end it all.
Yeah, of course. And, as much as I would like, to repeat our picks, honestly, I think we should save that. Just because of a little thing we like to call caster's curse. We do have a tendency to jinx the winning team, as much as Alien has. There's a few familiar names on for me personally. There is a lot of strong potential on Predator's side. These teams, I honestly do not think we have seen an All-Stars team, an All-Stars series with teams this tightly matched up. We have seen such phenomenal play, not only on fights involving ults, but these inner ult fights. There hasn't, as much as we've seen Hudak and Randolfo trying sniping on Widowmaker and Hanzo. There hasn't been a lot of that Widow fight starting. It hasn't been a lot of you expect to see Hudak, insanely popping off as Widowmaker, and Randolpho's been exactly the same. So both teams have a very smart and very important sniper rifle in their favor. And honestly, on Ilios, it's in my opinion, it's almost impossible to say who is going to come out on top, because the pendulum, as we like to talk about, has been swinging back and forth so crazily these last 4 games.
So some of the heroes face, here we go. Both sides are going to have their try to attack. Never mind. We're going to have another pause here. I believe First Aid is the one to DC. Quella's our match referee. She's also playing in this game as well. It has been Mercy, has been a Moira as well, playing out throughout her entire game, but has been the match referee. So it looks like First Aid is gone for now, even though in the lineup right now, First Aid is there. So the question is, I mean, if there's no more subs that are possible here, would we be happy with the tie, considering how close these two teams are, or would we want to see a Game 5?
Honestly, I in the position that we are now, with what clout I have, I would implore everyone to demand a Game 5. It not only would it be disappointing to not see this go to a Game 5, but it would be an injustice to both these teams. The amount of dedication and skill and just phenomenal gameplay that we've seen on all sides. It would be so unfair, and it would just, again, be an injustice to the game itself to not let this go to the end of the possible that we could go to not go to map 5. Calling it a map 4, a tie series would be just, it would spoil the sport, in my opinion, without trying to be overly dramatic about it.
And actually, I was taking a look at chat earlier too, because we can have our chats open. They're looking for. It looks like since Commander Hui's gone, they're looking for a tank, and I know that you and Havoc play a tank as well. Azario, might I add, mainly.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could jump in there for Commander Hui at any point there if you wanted to.
As you said earlier, I did have the option. I did encourage not only Big Head, seeing as him and I were both Season 4 champions, All-Star champions, I was encouraging my entire team, as well as a lot of people in this league, to put their names up and compete as much as they wanted. And the sole purpose that I did not put my name in is because Clutch, I gotta say, as much as I love playing Overwatch, I gotta say I love casting it so much more. I love seeing the intricacies that go on behind the scenes of these games. And honestly, when it comes down to playing D.Va or playing Zarya or casting with Clutch, I mean, I gotta say there's no place that I would rather be right now than sitting right in this caster box with you.
Oh, my heart is bursting with joy. My heart is bursting with so much love. So we still have and again, let's give credit to where it's due. First off, again, my name is Clutch Gamer, play-by-play. Bryce, my wonderful partner throughout. What is it? 1 or 2 seasons now? Yeah,
Been about just over 2 seasons. Yeah,
just over 2 seasons. Yeah, I've been my partner for just over 2 seasons here on The Color. V-Flight is our producer, and wonderful job by V-Flight, by the way, getting all the producer stuff ready, like the scoreboard and all that. I mean, V-Flight's been doing awesome throughout the entire series, getting all the good shots, getting all the good camera angles, getting all the right plays and stuff like that. So again, more credit to V-Flight than anybody here right now. Quella is our match referee on the side of Predator. She is playing in this All-Star game because I want to say that most of the stream team voted for her to play. So Quella names herself best referee NA, and she really is a really good. She's a fantastic and wonderful and very good person for a match referee. So she's been our match ref for this All-Star game. And of course, we also have Maui, who is the head coach for Havoc. I'm assuming he's the shot caller as well, but he is doing a good job on the side of Alien to help them out as well. Give credit where it's due, as well as the big tops. You have Matt Ryan, creative, not creative, but casting stream team director, as well as Dan, our creative director here. And let me go through the list here as well down, because 5 seasons through OTC, 5 wonderful seasons through OTC. Looking forward to season 6, and this is just a big way to cap off season 5. Matt, DNX HD, our media director, and Daddy, our design manager. Is this the same Daddy that's in this game as well?
Actually, yeah, it is. It is.
It is.
Same. Yeah, it is. Citizens, Predators. So again, we have a lot of. Not only is this our like community all-stars, a lot of the players in this game are also the volunteer members that make OTC happen.
Mm-hmm. So again, give credit where it's due, because a lot of people a lot of people are in OTC, and there are just the same amount of people contributing to it to make this community a much better place. So season 5 is coming up. Our season 5 is coming to a close, rather, as we saw our championship games being played. We already had a start, though, to season 6, and that was Slipstream versus Mercy, No Mercy, I believe, back earlier on today. Either it was today or yesterday, I believe. But coming out to start, 3-0 was the score, I believe, between these two teams. But, I mean, what a way to start off. Season 6 already starts off during the time that Season 5 All-Stars is playing. So what are we looking forward to in Season 6?
I mean, again, it's a lot of just improving on, the goods, trying to work on the bads. We worked through the, we had a lot of the map changes were around. We moved away from the pick and ban system towards a more traditional, in a sense, set map pool, and that allowed a lot more teams to be, well-rounded, and it gave the players a little bit more opportunity. Always not just as a player in this community, but as well as a caster. We have, a lot of, some pretty awesome, interesting things in the works that'll definitely be showcased when these games are streamed. And again, we have a lot more teams. We have just over, and if I remember this number correctly, just over 90 teams when it comes to the PC division, or the PC, NA and EU division. So 90 teams, that is an insane number. We have, division has gone out. Teams are now starting their scheduling, and again, a lot of awesome things to come in season 6.
I mean, over 90 teams is an impressive enough thing. I mean, you're gonna have at least 3 divisions on each side, so it'll be wonderful to see these teams play out. And again, this production crew is phenomenal. We've had a chance to work with multiple people. Cajun as our producer, we've worked with now V-Flight, who's doing a phenomenal job as well. I mean, you and I have experienced a lot of people in our stream team that's been doing this, but to stream over 90 teams, it's going to be a challenge, but we will do our best nonetheless.
Of course, we are always up to the challenge, especially if I got my boy Clutch by my side. I will cast any game, rain or shine.
We will be here as well. Again, me and Bryce will be on the spot, ready to go if we are available, if and when we are available to cast these games. So we are excited for Season 6, as should you be. Make sure if you want to enter a team, check out the OTC Discord as well. We enter the final match of the series here. We have our sub. Kip moves on over from Commander Hui after first aid goes out. And right now it looks like Predator's going to have themselves a good first strike here on the point. Lucido takes down Quilla. That's an important pick. No chance of rest or big heals coming up right away. But it doesn't affect what Predator is doing. Still applying the pressure on to Alien. And Randolfo finally gets the kill on Maui. Maui doing an impressive enough job to heal the rest of the team. Lucido still has not gotten out of mech yet. Impressive enough in a 3v1 situation. And as I said, that Lucido finally gets demexed, but still, nonetheless, a great hold off by Lucido to stall as long as possible. That allows the rest of the team to come back. So we may not see as big of a flip as we did with earlier on back in Night Market.
Yeah, and Randolfo adding insult to injury, knocking Lucido out of his mech, as well as knocking him out of the fight with the headshot. Randolfo on fire, 84 to that infrared, definitely giving Hudak a run for his money. But now we're seeing Alien a lot, you know, they're together once again. That's an impressive sleep on Pro Gamer though from Maui. But Big Head, my boy, you were knocked out. That's a healthy kill feed for Predators, and Alien are now forced back towards their spawn.
So we'll go back onto the side of Predator. Predator looking like a little bit of a team now aggressively. The sub may have changed, but it's not changing the way this approaches how Alien is playing. They're still playing aggressive, trying to push up this point. Maui bringing down the house on Pro Gamer, but keep in mind, Predator's got 3 ults to use, 2 of which are down right now because Randolfo and Pro Gamer are down. And this is going to look like a win for Alien here because they've got the point. Alice is going to charge onto the point, but is going to get flashbanged right away and is pretty much going to die after a biotic grenade from Maui. So Alien flipping the script on Predator a little bit, 63% of the way there, and Alien's got their strike.
And now Hudak's got that. There's a lot of ults actually in Alien's favor. Both DPS ults and that self-destruct, as well as a Primal Rage. Hudak only using that to knock Quilla out of the fight, but again, that was a crucial pick. There's no Valkyrie left on the field for Predators. It's going to leave them in an awkward position now. All ults on the field for Predator except for Randolfo, who just popped that infrared. Foiler knocking him out of the fight. So now Aliens are in a bit of an awkward position. They're down ults, but they're up when it comes to they have the point in their favor. They are well behind, just 30% against 60 for Predators. So now they're going to have to hold this pretty aggressively for the rest of this map.
Speaking of which, Nanaboost comes out right on top of the Genji. Foiler's going to have some swing. Self-destruct comes in. Foiler's got 1, 2, and 3 so far. Quilla, the big one, Daddy both go down, so the supports go down. Give credit to Foiler. 4 kills in the last 5, and that's going to push Predator all the way back. So Aliens got themselves a different story on the script. Even if there was one sub change, it doesn't matter. Aliens got themselves a good playoff, courtesy of the team from Maui and Foiler. Maui and Foiler both rightfully so on fire.
Oh, Pro Gamer shutting Foiler down at the very tail end of that. Hudak knocking Pro Gamer out. So now it's even on both sides. Just about Aliens. They have all, both tank ults, but DeBago's got that sound barrier. That's got to be something you want to keep your eye out for if you're Aliens.
Self-destruct comes right down the middle. Doesn't get anybody there, but the question is how long can they hold it? Randolfo get the kill on Hudak. Sound barrier drops. 5 people caught in that. Quilla gets caught in it in the last second. And this is just going to be a will and test of strength at this point. Pro Gamer's got a Rocket Barrage to use. Big Head's got a Primal Rage to give at this point, which he will use. Takes down Quilla. Quilla's going to keep coming back, though. Don't know why. Try to swat the Valkyrie out of the air, but the Angel is kept alive, and the Angel will stay in the infield, rather, if you get the reference there. But nonetheless, Predator gets the strike that they need. Flips the point over 99-63, but Predator holds on for dear life here in the Ruin, and they're going to have themselves a flip. They got to hold on to it the rest of the way.
Yeah, and now sit 99%. Alien were able to hold were able to hold it the entire way, but now they have a little bit more time in their back pockets. Maui's got that nano, not really anyone else to go off, to build out with. Hudak's got Deadeye, but again, that's a very volatile ult in my opinion, one of the most volatile in the game. But now 3 ults, both tanks and a support ult in Predator's favor. Crow is going to be looking to use that Valk in a position to help out her team, popping it right at the beginning of this fight.
Lucido actually gets knocked off the map due to DeBago. That's actually going to help them out a little bit. Self-destruct right down in the middle. Big Head with a bubble right there keeps them alive. Hudak's got 2 credits in the last 3, as well as Foiler bringing out the Dragon Blade, get the kill. And how about Hudak precision is key, and that is what is helping out Huduck right now. Final fight to play here. I mean, what more can you say about this all-star from Huduck? He has been phenomenal most of this game. And Foiler as well. This DPS combo from Foiler and Huduck working well. Overtime clock is going to run. And it says, anybody want to get there? That answer is no. Alien holding on to the point 100-99 and are now 100% away from winning the All-Star Series. So Predators got some ground to make up here, but don't call anything just yet. Unless that clock runs down, unless that overtime clock runs down to 0, Predators still got a chance.
Yeah, and we're talking about the DPS line on Alien. The DPS line on Predators, again, nothing to scoff at. Rendolfo has been giving Huduck a run for his money. And Pro Gamer, even though he's running up against, in my opinion, like honestly, one of my favorite hit scan here players, Huduck, he's still been phenomenal and getting some great usage out of the Pharah. He's switching on to the Genji, but now we're seeing almost mirror comps on both sides, with the exception of Debagel and Maui. Both off supports are, we have a Zenyatta and a Lucio, respectively. So now, again, we talk about DPSs and tank lines all day long, but when you have such a competent and well, skilled support line, that's what allows you to pop off. And a lot of people like to forget about supports, but they're the unsung heroes of Overwatch.
So 5 seconds under this point unlocks right now. It looks like Predator's out of the box from the well, and this is potentially the most favored map of Control right now. The well right in the middle proves so much in environmental kills wise, but it's the battle between the Orisa shields here as Atlas and Big Head have something going between them. Maui's out for blood though as Atlas gets taken down as well. And Daddy's gonna get the hook on Lucido. That's huge. But right now, Alien's gonna have themselves a bigger chance than Predator does have the first strike on the point. So Alien, clock is ticking. Predator's gotta do something.
Exactly, but Daddy with the whole hog, that's going to be crucial on this point, especially with Control. You want to just get them off the point in whatever way possible, but Huduck's got that Deadeye. And even if you get one kill with it, or you do enough damage so that someone else can pick it up, again, there's still some usage out of it. And like you said, this map comes down to the battle of the shields, and right now, Aliens has a little bit more damage in their favor to take down Atlas's shield.
Huduck at the last second gets Daddy with the Deadeye. Had about maybe less than a second left on the Deadeye, but nonetheless gets the big kill. So no more hooks available until Quello rushes up Daddy, however, but still coming out with some big plays. Battle of the Shields right now is being won by Big Head because right now Atlas has nothing to do against this team from Alien. And right now Randolfo's trying his best, takes down Foiler in the meantime, but halfway home, Alien's looking good to take this away.
Exactly. Now Predators, the pressure is on for them. They have to get onto this point. They have the ults that are going to let them do that. Quella's got that Valkyrie. She's looking to use that to keep her team alive throughout this push. They're coordinating right now. They're trying to get through as effectively as possible. Randolfo's going to be looking to get that Deadeye to try and shut Foiler down, because if Foiler's able to get into their back line and get that barrage off, they're in a bad spot.
Trying to come out here. Daddy's got the whole hog kill on Big Head rather, and that's gonna be 4 good kills altogether here. Atlas has an environmental kill to his name, so that's good. Make it 2. Maui's down as well, and that is it. So Predator finds a way to flip the points, 79%. But basically, you're gonna have to try and hold this all the way, but they can do so. They have 4 ults to use.
Exactly, and that was an interesting, plan of attack right there. They didn't go straight through the middle. They didn't go around the left side. They went straight through that lighthouse and just went straight into Alien's backline. The entire team, a very high-risk, high-reward situation. As we can see here, clearly, they were able to get the kills, and they didn't really need to commit a lot of ults to that. And now we're about even on both sides, 4 ults on both sides, as they're both battling for this well.
Deadeye comes out, but Pro Gamer able to stop Huduck before anything else happens. Now the Dragon Blade comes out, swinging away. Pro Gamer's got kicked before the rest can happen, and got a kill on Maui as well, looking for anybody else in the background. Has time to do so, and right there, that will be it for Alien to do anything else. Huduck is the one that lives, but that's because he just spawned back just in time before Athena can call team kill. But Predator, nonetheless, halfway. Now they're halfway home, but this time they're playing to take this to game 3 on playing for the Lighthouse.
Exactly. No one can ever say that the Predators were complacent in both of these matches on Ilios, as much as I would love to see it. I want to see this go to a lighthouse match, one of my favorite maps in this game. But now we're seeing Alien continue to go to the same spot, whereas we saw Predator being a little bit more proactive in where they were going on which side of the map. They're going left, right, going back and forth, keeping Aliens guessing. And right now, we're seeing a high noon coming out from Randolfo, but Lucido's knocking him out as well as Daddy.
So Aliens got themselves a chance. Lucido's got 2 kills in the last 3. Supercharger goes down after Big Head takes it down as well. But right now, Aliens got all the chance. Quella's going to try the res. Gets Atlas just in time. So Atlas going to have a little bit of time to hold on to this. Question is, how long can Quella and Atlas hold on to it? That answer is not much time. So 92% down the way. Predators got to win this fight. Otherwise, it's Aliens to win and take home 2-0 here in the final game. But the question is, can Predator come back? 92% of the way. We're going to keep it here and this is going to be questionable here. Hudak has the chance with the Deadeye. Gets Pro Gamer, who I don't think noticed where Hudak was. And this is it for them. Hudak and Maui both get out for blood. Sound barrier drops. Hudak gets the big up before anything else happens. Somebody's got to get on this point. Atlas is the one to do so. But the stagger is on. This could be it. Atlas goes down. Overtime clock runs. Nobody else gets there in time. And Alien, welcome, your Season 5 All-Star Champions. Alien beats Predator 2004, meet 2018 in OTC. And Alien comes out with the victory, winning the series 3-2. And what a series we had here. Play of the game going to Hudak. And rightfully, I mean, Hudak was more or less likely DPS of the game right now. Takes down Hudak here, or takes down Pro Gamer rather, and gets a few kills that they need, including Randolfo, who's trying to background pick, notices it right away. And a few good shots after that as well. So nonetheless, a great series all around. There's not one player that you can mention that didn't have a good game, because all around, I mean, this was phenomenal to watch.
Yeah, again, and as exciting it is to play in these games, by goodness, watching them from this box, 10 times more exciting. You have, both main tanks. I just want to say the mental fortitude that it takes to be a main tank in Overwatch is, my goodness. You are pushed around, you are stunned, frozen, booped, and just on both sides. Atlas getting that last minute. I honestly did not think he was going to make it for that contest on well. And my goodness, we've been talking about DPSs and Hudak and Randolfo, Pro Gamer, Foiler. Again, not to not to give them credit. They had phenomenal games, but as much as I've said before, it comes down to having that incredibly well versed support line. You had Quella and Debagle, by far MVPs on Predator side. The amount of healing and awareness that they had to have, especially running up against Foiler and Hudak, my goodness, it's almost boggling to think how they were able to get as much healing out as possible. And then on Alien side, Maui again, definitely showing off that main healing, the flexing that main healing muscle, getting just over 20k healing in almost every single match he played. Honestly, I think he got more healing as Ana than he did as Zenyatta. But as we saw, he was playing Zenyatta, he was out for blood, and that worked extremely well in Alien's favor. We saw that momentum swing back in their favor, and that's why they're your Season 5 All-Stars champions.
So and V-Flight's done a wonderful job with us so producing, so I know he wants to wrap it up. So we'll do this real quick, but I know it's hard when you have 12 All-Stars here, or 13 rather, since Kip came in. You have All-Stars all around, but one player of the game from each side, from Alien and Predators, one player from Alien, one player from Predators. Who do you think was the most impressive player from both sides?
Okay. So, as we've said before, I do have a bit of a personal bias when it comes to Alien. There is a few members on my team, so out of fairness, I will exclude those 3 players. Not saying that they're not deserving of it, but again, to round out this entirely, I have to give for Alien at least player of the match for Alien has to go to Hudak. The amount of phenomenal, not just hit scan, on the Widowmaker, shutting down a lot of Predators pushes, but just on the McCree, as you saw with his play of the game, he was smart enough to go around to his own backline and stop Randolfo from coming in. Just phenomenal play on both sides. And then for Predator, honestly, it's got to be either I have to give it to Debago. A lot of the unsung hero of Predators, the Lucio, the Zenyatta. Again, not a lot of people give enough credit to these support healers. And I feel like he was what enabled them to do a lot of what Predators was able to do throughout that entire series, especially on Rialto when you're running quad tank. That is a lot of pressure on your supports. Not a lot of people realize that puts more pressure on your supports than it does any other player on that map. So got to give it to Huduk and Debago respectively.
So great job all around. So Huduk and Debago, your players in the match, courtesy of Bryce T. But wonderful matchup all around. Season 5. If this is your Season 5 All-Stars, we cannot wait to view what Season 6 All-Stars, and you and I will jump on any chance to get onto this All-Star game, because if that's what happened here in the All-Star Season 5, again, can't wait for Season 6. Again, let's give credit where credit is due. Here on our producer side is V-Flight. Bryce T was my color. And before we go, let's give credit to all of the people that made this possible. Zan is your creative director. Matt, DNXHD, the media director. Rien is your stream team manager. Daddy from Citizens is your design manager. The mods, Cajun Wise Guy, In Artisan, and Maui. And all around, a wonderful job to everybody here in the stream team, as well as all the teams throughout Season 5. We clap our hands though we don't want to do it on stream in our mics, because otherwise that wouldn't sound too good. But otherwise, we hope to see you all in Season 6, because it's going to be a good one. Over 90 teams. And if you want to join, there's plenty of room for you to join our community. Again, the Discord link is down in the description down below. But for all of us here at OTC, we thank you guys for watching the Season 5 All-Star Game. My name is Clutchy. We'll see you guys in Season 3 after when Alien beats Predators. You know that it was a good film all around, but it wasn't a film. It was an OTC All-Star Game. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you guys in Season 6.